Hey sis, long time no see. How have you been?
Hey Sarah, no kidding, it's been ages. I'm doing great, thanks. How about you? I haven't seen you since the wedding last year.
I'm doing well too. You haven't been home at all lately. Is everything all right? You busy?
Busy doesn't even begin to cover it. To tell you the truth, I'm swamped. I'm grateful to have a job, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little sleep deprived.
Oh, so it's work keeping you away. What was your job again? Interior coordinator?
That's right. You did well to remember that.
Don't give me too much credit. I only remember the name. I'd be stumped if you asked me to tell you what it is you actually do.
I can't hold that against you. To put it simply, I make the inside of houses look nice. I guess you could call me a room designer.
Ah, a designer? I see. You always were the coolest, big sister.
You really think so?
Absolutely. I always feel like you're at least 10 steps ahead of me. It's always super exciting to hear about what you've been up to every time we catch up.
I guess it's only natural when I was born 10 years earlier than you.
It's not just your age. How to put this? I feel like you achieve things that I could never even dream of.
That's not true at all, Sarah.
You became independent really early on, too. Most people move out of their parents' places when they go to college, but you left at 15 when you went to boarding school.
To be honest, I had wanted to leave home ever since middle school. I was always a strong-willed little brat. Me and Mom were constantly locking horns. Home just wasn't a pleasant place for me to be.
I guess things with our family have always been a little complicated. Both of our parents were divorcees when they met. Then there's the fact of us having different dads.
Maybe so, but it doesn't bother me. Whether we have different dads or not, you'll always be my little sister. I just chalk it down to going through puberty and having my rebellious phase earlier than most. I don't think I did anything special.
Still, it takes a heck of a lot of bravery to leave home all on your own at that age. I would have never been ballsy enough to live away from Mom and Dad at 15. I mean, just look at me. I still live at home with them now. You saved all the money to put yourself through high school, college, and technical school by yourself, right? And all while paying for your own living costs.
I've always enjoyed working. My job back then was no different. On the flip side, my studies during high school took a major hit because I flunked so many classes to work overtime.
I guess it just goes to show that it's true when people say your grades in high school don't matter. You're living proof of it. You're probably way more successful than everyone who attended all the classes. You really are an inspiration, sis. I can't believe you married an architect, too. Your house is one of the coolest buildings I've ever seen.
You really think so? You know, you're always welcome to come over. We have a guest room, so you can even stay over if you like. Me and Arminius would love to have you.
Thanks, sis. I'd love to, but you live so far away, I'd have to book a flight.
That's true. Oh, my bad. You're scared of heights, right? Come to think of it, aren't our entire family, except for me, afraid of high places?
Yep. Planes terrify me. I don't think I could bring myself to get on one. Sorry.
They're not that bad, really. They fly at such altitudes that you lose all sense of height. You lose all conception of how high up you are after you take off.
Really? Still, I wouldn't be able to afford a ticket right now.
There are a bunch of discount airlines these days. Depending on the time of year, flying can be cheaper than driving.
Maybe so, but I really don't have any money. But there is something I've had my eye on for a while. It's a piece of beauty equipment, but it costs nearly $800.
You're still working, right?
Yeah. I found a job as soon as I got out of high school.
How much are you taking home every month, if you don't mind me asking?
About $1,200, I think.
Ah, I see. $800 for a piece of beauty equipment would definitely sting a little.
Right? Which brings me to my next question. You know how I think you're the best big sister in the whole wide world? Would you lend me some money, please? pretty please, with a cherry on top.
$800?
Yes, please. Mom and Dad would lose their rag with me if I asked them. You're the only person I can rely on. Am I asking too much?
Okay, whatever. I guess it wouldn't hurt. But only 800, no more.
Yay! Thanks, sis. You really are the best. I love you.
I'm pleased to hear you're happy. But seriously, watch your spending after this, okay? You should really be trying to save some money away for a rainy day.
Sure, I'll bear that in mind. Thanks so much, Lila. I mean it. Lila, I'm so sorry to have to ask you this again. Can you lend me some more money this month?
Again? Seriously? What is it for this time?
There are, a few things I have to buy.
Can't you buy them with your own money?
My salary just doesn't cover it.
Don't you have any savings?
Not even a cent.
But you've been working full-time for over 2 years now. You really don't have a single cent? Where does all your money go?
I'm living from paycheck to paycheck. Things are really tight for me.
You're an adult now, Sarah. You need to start managing your finances properly. You'll be in big trouble one day if there's some kind of emergency and you don't have any money to keep yourself afloat. What if you fell ill all of a sudden and couldn't work anymore? You might think things are fine and dandy right now, but you never know what life's got in store for you. A wise man once said, "Save money, and money will save you."
I know that. Believe me, I'd love to start saving more than anything, but things are just too difficult right now.
Really? I see. Well, what do you need money for this time?
Why, hello there, Lila. It's been a while. It's me, your mother.
Huh? Mom? No kidding, it's been ages.
You must be sick and tired of Sarah by now. She seems to do nothing but waste money on useless junk these days. I know she's young, and I get it's normal to want to let loose and enjoy life at that age, but still.
I just lent her $800 last month. She tells me her salary's pretty low, but I was still surprised to hear she doesn't have any savings despite living at home. I mean, it's literally never easier to save money than when you live with your parents. I don't understand how she's not putting anything aside despite the fact her outgoings should be next to nothing. I wonder if maybe you should speak to her. Maybe you can knock some sense into her and make her reevaluate her spending habits.
Believe me, Lila, me and your father have tried talking to her countless times, but it just goes in one ear and out the other. We may as well be talking to a brick wall. We hardly ever had to tell you anything. You always seem to have your head firmly screwed on ever since you were young. How did she end up being so wasteful?
Right? I'm kind of worried about her future. You wouldn't happen to know if she's been going into debt, would you?
I don't think she's in debt right now. But it wouldn't surprise me if she did one day to maintain her exorbitant spending habits. It's one thing borrowing from your sister, and another borrowing from professional organizations who have a legal mandate to destroy your life if you don't pay them back. Borrowing from family is probably the lesser of two evils. I think you should help her out this time. What do you say?
It's not like I don't see your point, Mom, but still.
She said there's something she really wants to buy this month.
What's she so desperate to buy?
She said she wants to update her phone. Apparently the Peeps Phone 15 just came out. I wouldn't know the first thing about all this technology business, but she seems obsessed. That said, I'm clued in enough to know that phones cost an arm and a leg these days. She said she wants the Peeps Phone 15 Pro. Do you know how much it is?
Jesus, why does she have to go and pick the most expensive thing on the damn market? I'm pretty sure they're going for $999 right now.
I see. She said you can pay in monthly installments, but she insists on paying it all at once and getting it over and done with.
Right, those monthly payments have interest. They're essentially a form of debt. So it's not like I don't understand where she's coming from. So what do you say, dear? Even if you don't lend her the full amount, do you think you could find it in your heart to toss a little of the green stuff your sister's way? What's family for if not being there for each other in times of need? Gah, I guess it can't be helped. How much does she want? She said 500 would be fine. Got it. Thanks. It's no wonder she loves her big sister so much. You're so kind, Lila. Make no mistake, though, Mom, I have no intention of letting her ride the gravy train on my dime forever. Can you put Sarah on for me?
Thanks so much, sis. You're the best. I'm so grateful.
Sarah, I'll lend you money this one last time, but this is getting silly now. Please do something about your spending habits. I hope you didn't forget about the money you already owe me.
Of course I didn't, sis. You'll get every cent of it back as soon as I can afford it. Thanks again. I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but... Sis, can you lend me $50?
Excuse me? This again? This is 3 months in a row now.
I'm really sorry. I'm begging you, please.
How many times do I have to tell you? You need to get your spending under control. What do you need the money for this time?
Some things.
Some things, not good enough. At least tell me what you'll be spending my money on.
There are a few things I need to buy.
So explain to me what those few things are. Go on, I'm listening. I'm not lending you a cent if you won't tell me what it's for.
I'm sorry, I can't tell you. But I'm going to be in serious trouble if you don't lend it to me.
How? Why? What kind of trouble?
Please, all I'm asking for is $50 this month.
This isn't about the amount. I just want you to tell me what exactly you're so desperate to spend my money on.
Lila, I'm sorry.
It's not that I'm not willing to lend you the money, Sarah. I just need you to work with me and explain what's going on that you're in such dire straits all the time. You're going to be asking me for money every month for the rest of our lives at this rate. I have to be honest, the reasons you've been giving me so far, beauty equipment, a new phone, I don't think these are the kind of things you should be going into debt to buy. How about reevaluating your spending habits so you don't constantly have to pester me for money and end up stuck in a perpetual borrowing cycle?
This will be the last time, I swear.
Put yourself in my shoes, Sarah. How am I supposed to take your word on that? Seems more likely to me that you'll use this $50 to get yourself out of whatever pinch you're in this time before coming back for more next month. Tell me why you don't have enough money. You'll never get anywhere unless you fix the underlying problem.
I can't fix it on my own.
Then let me be there for you. I'll help you to the best of my ability. I just want you to tell me what's going on.
You'll help me? Really?
If you're going through hard times, then let's work together to fix whatever the problem is so you can come out of the other end without being in mountains of debt. I'm really proud of you for working so hard and making your own money. If we can just make some adjustments to your spending habits, you'll be unstoppable.
Do you mean it, Lila? Would you really help me? Even though you left home so long ago? I thought you didn't want to get wrapped up in family problems anymore.
Things are different when my little sister's in trouble. I care about you a lot more than you know. You were always the brighter, bubblier, more carefree sister. You have this warm, dynamic energy about you that I really admire. You're the most genuine person I know. How could I not love you to bits?
Listen, the reason I want you to lend me the money this time is because I can't afford my lunch this month.
You can't afford your lunch? You mean it's not for some new gadget or beauty product?
Nope. The truth is, things are so tight that I don't even have the luxury of wasting money.
But what about last month and the month before?
I lied about wanting the phone and the beauty equipment. I just told you what Mom told me to. She told me I had to borrow money from you, so I came up with what I thought sounded like believable reasons. It was Mom and Dad who needed the money all along.
Wait, what? Mom and Dad? What do you mean?
I've been handing my entire salary over to Mom ever since I changed jobs. Of course, I have to cover my living costs, but on top of that, I have to cover theirs too. Not to mention the crazy amounts they spend on wine and beer. Then there's their daily outings to the casino.
Is this some kind of joke? I can't even begin to make sense of this. What the hell?
Mom and Dad have been unemployed for a long time now. They live on my salary without lifting a finger.
How could they, those shameless parasites?
I really wanted to go to college instead of finding work straight out of high school. But they banned me from applying and forced me to spend 3 hours a day job hunting. Then when I did find a job, they started confiscating my entire salary. They said it was for my own good because I don't know anything about budgeting. I don't even know what I'm living for anymore. It's like I stopped being a human being and turned into an ATM.
Oh my God, I can't believe what they're doing to you. Why didn't you tell me what was going on earlier? I could have helped you.
I didn't think you were interested in family stuff. I thought you hated us all.
I see. I guess I understand why you thought that, given everything I did, but I promise you that wasn't why I left. To tell you the truth, I always felt like the black sheep of the family. They always seemed to dote on you so much, but I barely got a look in. I had this unshakable feeling that I wasn't wanted at home, and that the sooner I left, the happier you'd all be. That's why I left at 15.
Maybe it looked like that to you, but believe me, I've never felt like Mom and Dad loved me. Surely you get that now you know what they're putting me through. I'm nothing more than their personal ATM.
I see. It looks like I made a huge misunderstanding. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm so sorry I let you go through all this alone. But don't worry, I'm here to help you now.
What should I do, Lila? I feel so lost. Even if I left the house, it's not like I have any money to support myself or anywhere else to go. I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle of endless suffering at the hands of their insatiable greed. But at the same time, I don't have the courage to leave, so I just keep tolerating it. What am I even doing? Waiting for a miracle? My life is such a mess.
I understand how you feel. The reason I moved out when I did was because I was terrified of becoming like that. I figured that taking a leap of faith and making a go of my life on my own, even if it meant taking a huge risk, was preferable to letting them get their grubby mitts on any money I might end up making in future. You don't have to worry anymore. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to get you out of there. You'll never be on your own, Sarah. I'll always be here to help you.
I want to be like you, Lila. I want to be strong enough to make it on my own like you do.
All right, sis. Sit tight and leave this to me.
Sarah, what's this note all about? You're leaving. Explain yourself at once, young lady.
There's nothing to explain. It's just like it says on the note. I'm moving out. I can't take any more of your exploitation.
Exploitation? Don't be ridiculous. What the devil are you talking about? You've always lived at home with me and your father. Do you seriously think you have what it takes to make it on your own in the big wide world? Don't make me laugh. You wouldn't know the first thing about finding a place to live, budgeting, paying bills. You'd be hopeless. You're not like Lila. Just because she made it doesn't mean you can.
She's helping me get away from you. I got on a plane and went straight to Nebraska. I'm staying with her in her apartment now.
Am I reading this properly? Oh my God, you fool. How could you be so arrogant, so selfish? What about your job?
I already handed in my resignation.
Goodness gracious me, what a waste. Surely you don't actually think there are any companies out there who'd hire a wet behind-the-ears high school graduate like you? You're in for a rude awakening when you realize how cruel and unforgiving life away from your parents actually is.
Yeah, you can give it a rest now. I've heard it a million times before. It's precisely because you always gave me your spiel about how dreadful the world is that I was never brave enough to take that leap of faith and fly the nest. You were intentionally trying to scare me into staying at home with you forever, weren't you? I know your game now. I'm done with you. I left home and I am never coming back. You listen to me, and you listen to me good, young lady. You do not have what it takes to be like your big sister. She might be cocky, but at least she had the brains and ambition to back it up. You're nothing like her. You're as mediocre as a loaf of bread. You'll never make a success of yourself like Lila did, so you may as well just give up before you get hurt.
Talking about me, are you, Mom? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm nothing special.
Lila?
Yes. I'd been desperate to leave home for a long, long time by the time I finally managed to get into that boarding school at 15. I worked with every fiber of my being to prove that I had what it took to make it on my own in the world. Intense emotions change people. Just like the change Sarah's going through right now.
So you stole her from us, did you? Give her back now!
Sarah's a fully grown adult. She's more than capable of deciding how to live her own life. You won't be treating her like your personal ATM for a second longer. You and Dad will have to figure out a way to make it on your own 2 feet from now on.
Personal ATM? I don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me. I know all about you and Dad stealing Sarah's entire salary ever since she landed that new job. You're not going to be able to leech off the fruits of her hard work anymore. Rather than wasting your time trying to bring her back in vain, you and Dad would be better off getting serious about trying to find jobs of your own.
You ungrateful little dipshit. You know full well me and your father won't be able to get by without Sarah. How could you steal her from us despite knowing how much we'll suffer?
I didn't steal anything. It's precisely because you treat her like some object to be tossed around instead of a human being that she never wants to see you again. All I did was respect her wishes and help her.
I take it this means you're prepared to take responsibility for her from now on? She knows nothing of the world outside this house. She'll never make it without the support of me and her father.
You seem to be forgetting that I myself have my fair share of experience of the world outside of that house. I have plenty of connections, and money is no issue. I'll be here for Sarah and give her whatever support she needs until she's able to make it on her own. I can even find her work. In any case, whatever happens will be a damn sight better than the life that awaited her at the hands of her parasitic parents.
Oh, this is rich. Look at you playing the model big sister all of a sudden. You seem to be forgetting that you abandoned her when she was 5 to escape your family responsibilities and live the easy life. Isn't it a little late to start playing the saint, you filthy hypocrite?
That's exactly why I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be there for her now. Everything I couldn't do for her growing up, I'll do for her 10 times over this time. Because this time, she needs me more than ever.
What's gotten into you? Did you have some kind of religious epiphany and decide you suddenly care about your sister? If you loved her that much, you never would have abandoned her in the first place.
The only reason I was so rebellious growing up is because I thought you and Dad didn't love me. I thought Sarah was the only one you loved. But it turns out I was totally wrong. Because you didn't love either of us. You only saw us as tools to get what you wanted.
Do not speak to your mother like that, you insolent little upstart. There will be hell to pay for this.
My mother? Don't make me laugh. I haven't thought of you as my mom for years. Your reign of terror ends here. I'll see to it that you never upset Sarah again.
Oh, is that so? Well, it just so happens that I don't think of you as my daughter anymore either. You became a stranger the moment you decided to abandon us all those years ago. Now, why does a stranger think she has the right to stick her nose into my family's business? Give Sarah back now.
No chance. I'm going to give her all the help she needs. What's family for if not being there for each other in times of need? You said that, right? I'm going to take your advice and see to it that she has all the help she needs to get on in life. Free from the clutches of her conniving, money-grubbing parents. I let Sarah stay in the spare room of my apartment for a few months after that. Then, after making a few phone calls and calling in some favors, I got her a job as a receptionist at my friend's architecture company. After working hard to save up some money, which she was finally able to keep to herself, she had enough to move out of my apartment and became fully independent. Her new place was a shared house operated by one of my friends. That kind of setup's not for everyone, but Sarah's bright, outgoing personality made her a perfect fit for communal life. And she tells me she and her housemates get on like a house on fire. My sister developed an interest in interior design and furniture while living with me in my apartment. To my surprise, she says she wants to get a job in a related industry one day. As a veteran of the field, I'm always giving her advice. And I can tell from how passionate she gets when asking me questions that she has a bright future ahead of her. I don't know what happened to her mom and dad after that. I'm pretty certain that they must have struggled to get by, though. I've got my hands full right now with helping give Sarah the start in professional life that she needs. So I don't even have time to think about our parents. But even if I did, something tells me I wouldn't be rushing out to help them. What would you do if your parents did what ours did? Let us know.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Paula, are you still not home yet? I didn't hear you come in or anything if you did.
Oh, hey Terry, are you already at home now?
Yeah, I am actually. I was able to get off work just a little bit earlier than usual, thankfully.
I see. Yeah, sorry, I'm not home yet. I'm just out at a cafe with a friend catching up a little bit. I hope that's all right. I was gonna come home right after this.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Which cafe are you at? I can go and pick you up if you'd like.
Oh, no, you really don't have to do anything like that. I was really just about to start heading home now. Would you mind if I asked you to make dinner tonight, though? I didn't have a chance to prepare anything.
Yeah, I don't mind cooking at all, but... Well, do you think you've been going out maybe a little too much these days?
I haven't thought so. But do you think I've been going out too much?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, obviously there is nothing wrong with having plans and doing things out of the house. Just feels like you're always out and doing something, and never home though.
But there's nothing really wrong with that, right? I mean, you and I don't even have kids or anything, so it's not like there's anyone waiting for us at home.
I guess you have a point there, yeah.
Or are you just trying to tell me that I should be going out too much because you thought you married a housewife? I guess I should probably just be waiting at home for you every day, only thinking about keeping the house clean and feeding you.
No, Paula, of course I don't think that way at all. You know I would never say anything like that. I just think that maybe you've been acting a little weird is all. I don't know, it just feels like you're acting coldly towards me lately.
How am I acting coldly towards you? I literally just said I was about to go home because you were asking.
I know that, but whenever I get home from work, you just go straight to the bedroom and don't come out. I feel like we have barely even seen each other at all this past month.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm tired. Besides, there's nothing wrong with trying to go to bed at a reasonable time.
I'm not saying that anything you're doing is bad, just that it's affecting me a little.
If what I'm doing is only affecting you, then maybe you should keep all your griping to yourself. I'm sure that you think life is so easy just because I don't work, but I still have a lot of things I need to do every day. So I'm sorry, but I really don't need you telling me when I should and shouldn't be home. I know what I'm doing and I know when I need to rest, okay?
You're right. I'm really sorry about all this. Forget I said anything. I guess I was just a little worried is all.
And what are you worried might be happening, Terry?
I don't know, I just really feel like we haven't been talking at all for a while. Some days it feels more like we're roommates than a married couple living together, you know?
I don't know what you want me to say. We've been married 3 years. It's only natural that we would find less and less things to say to each other. Honestly, I'm the girl here and you're the one crying to me about your feelings. Have you always been such a sensitive little boy?
I'm not being a sensitive little boy. I just want to have a life where I'm happily living with you.
Well, I am plenty happy where we are, thank you very much. Anyways, I'm getting off the bus right now, so I'll be home soon.
Okay then, sounds good to me. See you soon, I guess.
Anyways, just hurry up and get dinner ready, okay? Once I get home, I just want to eat, get into the bath, and then go to sleep.
Paula, please, you have to come home. We really have some things that we need to talk about right now.
I already told you everything that I have to say to you, okay? I want a divorce. Why is that so hard to understand? I'll pay you alimony or whatever you want, but I want this and I'm not going to change my mind.
I know, but I mean, are you really going to divorce me just to remarry my brother? I don't get it. How did this happen? When did this all happen?
And to think that you were so close to getting it too. You even said that I was acting strangely recently, right? Remember, you were complaining about how often I was going out and things like that. Did it ever cross your mind that it was because I met someone special?
So you mean that this whole time, you two have been... No, I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. I mean, how could you leave me for my own brother? If you wanted to cheat on me, fine, but not with him.
I just couldn't help myself. It's not really my fault. I mean, Mark is just such a cool guy, and it makes me happy being with him.
So, then when did you first two start seeing each other?
Do you really want to hear the whole story of how we got together? Why would you put yourself through something like that?
I want to know for myself. Please, the least you can do is give me some kind of explanation for why you're doing this. Besides, this is still within my family. I have a right to know.
God, you're so annoying. Do you know that? Mark already said that he would be willing to pay you to settle the affair. Why can't that just be the end of it?
Well, I tried calling Mark too, but he wasn't picking up his phone. I can't get in touch with him or my parents.
Well, we already know what they would say. All of you warned me to stay away from Mark, but you had no idea what you were talking about.
I really think you're making a mistake. Are you really going to go through with this? Are you and Mark really going to get married? Was I really that bad of a husband to you?
There you are again, sounding like a cute little girl with all your crying and moping. This is why I chose your brother over you. Sure, you're a nice guy who can be sweet and all. But Mark... Well, I mean, what else do I have to say? But you've seen how much money he makes.
So then this whole thing has just been about money to you? Nothing more than that?
What are you talking about? You are the one who told me that I needed to cut back on my spending, don't you remember?
But I only said that because you were going out to eat so often and having food delivered all the time. That and you were always using our credit cards just to buy expensive things that we didn't really need.
Well, I'll have you know that your brother never once told me that I couldn't buy whatever I wanted. And after we get married, he said I don't even have to keep the house clean for him. He told me that I would never have to work a day in my life.
I really don't know what else to say this, but I really don't think that you should trust everything Mark says.
What do you mean? You're just jealous because your brother stole me away from you and you're being a sore loser. Man, you really are just a big crybaby, do you know that? This is the kind of stuff that I left you for, just so you know.
I'm sure it sounds that way right now, but I'm really trying to warn you. I mean, you remember when we got married? I also told you that you should probably try to keep your distance from him, remember? I mean, even you weren't a fan of him when you two first met.
Yes, but that was then, when I didn't know how much money he actually made. I asked him on one little date, and in the span of it, he proved to be a charming, interesting man. Not to mention the fact that he runs his own business. Obviously, you're just jealous of how much more successful Mark is than you. Even Mark has noticed it, though. He says he uses your sibling rivalry to help fuel him towards future successes.
I never really thought that we had any kind of rivalry before now. Really, if anything, Mark is just kind of known for always causing trouble for the family.
You mean that he caused trouble for the family because he was busy getting his career on track? But now he's a huge hit, and him and I are going to live happily ever after.
Are you really sure about this? You're not going to regret any of this at all.
Of course I'm not going to. Mark loves me, and I love him, and we're going to live together, and Mark is going to give me whatever I want without ever asking anything of me. He promised that he would. It's perfect.
Well, if you're really sure about this then. But I just ask that you wait a little longer before I go and turn in the divorce papers.
Are you serious? Why would you make me wait? I want to get married, and you're just standing in my way because you know that you can.
I'm sorry, but I just can't sign these right away. Just because you asked me to. I just need a little time to process things, okay?
Fine. How about I give you until the end of the week, okay? But I don't want to be kept waiting any longer than that. Just let me go live my best life already.
Hey, Mom. Are you there? I just wanted to apologize for everything that's going on.
Oh, Mark. I was just thinking about you. How are you doing?
Well, I've been better, that's for sure. But I think that I'll be okay. I do want to try talking to Paula at least one more time, though. Although I don't really think she's interested in doing any of that.
Oh, I see. Well, that really is too bad.
That, and she seems to think that I'm a crybaby. Like when she gave me the divorce papers for me to sign, I asked her if it was too late to fix things between us.
I understand how you feel, son. All of this is happening so suddenly, and you must be struggling to take it all in.
But the thing is that I've actually thought that Paula has been acting strangely for months now. But anytime I tried to ask her about it, she would just pretend to not know what I was talking about. And since I didn't want to annoy her, I dropped the subject in the end.
Well, that makes sense, though. No one wants to cause conflict or arouse suspicion with your partner. We want to think that we can always trust the people that we care about. But it seemed that Paula has made her decision, hasn't she? And that brother of yours, what are we going to do with him?
I know. I was so shocked that he would do this to me. I'm still not over it.
Well, I think that it's more than fair to say this is all his fault. Maybe it's mine, though, too. Maybe I should have been more strict with him growing up.
I don't think it's that, Mom. Mark is an adult now, and he is responsible for his own decisions.
Oh, I agree with you. I just meant that maybe I should have cut him off a long time ago. If I had done that, then maybe none of this would have happened.
You mean like stop talking to him entirely? Who knows really, but either way, it doesn't change what's going on right now.
Well, so then what do you want to do about this?
When I was talking to Paula earlier, she told me that she was getting with Mark because he says he makes more money than me.
Wait, did he really say that to her? But what's wrong with how much you make? You live very comfortably.
Apparently, he makes more than me, and that was all that Paula needed to hear. I really didn't think she was that kind of person.
Terry, honestly, I think this could be seen as a good thing. You should sign these divorce papers. If Paula and Mark are really going to be like this, then you don't need them in your lives any longer.
Mom, do you really mean all that?
Of course I do. We should just cut them off and watch them struggle on their own.
Struggle? But Paula doesn't really make it sound like that's what either of them have in mind.
Terry, do you know what your brother does for a living?
Well, Paula told me that he said he runs his own business. But I haven't really talked to Mark in years, so I don't know myself. If I'm being honest, I really have tried to keep my distance from keeping up with Mark's life after all the trouble he caused you, Mom.
Well, I am sure that Terry has way less than he's letting on. And I'm sure that he's lying about his job as well.
How can you be so sure about that? Why would he lie about something like that?
I really hate to talk like this about my own son, but I don't think there's anything else that can be done for him. Those two have made their own decisions, and we need to leave them to face the consequences of them. I think that you should sign those divorce papers and send them out as soon as you can.
Well, even Paula was bugging me to do so. Maybe I should. Yeah.
You're only delaying the inevitable. You know that she isn't going to change her mind.
You're right. I know you're right, but should I try fighting for her like a man or something?
Son, you shouldn't let what Paula was saying get into your head. If you are aware enough of your feelings to be able to speak openly about them, no one should ever put you down for that. I think that it's not going to be easy for a while, but I think we both know that you are not going to fix things with Paula. In fact, if I'm being honest, I'm opposed to you even trying to do so with her.
I was wondering when someone was just going to come out and say it. You're right. I need to do this. For me.
I think what you need right now is some time by yourself to think about what's going on and what you want to do next. But just know that I am here for you, okay? I know things are really hard right now, but you are going to be okay. You're my son, and I'm very proud of you. Terry, long time no talk. How have you been?
Paula, why are you texting me? What do you want?
Well, I had the day off today, and I was just wondering if you were home right now.
I am, yeah. But tell me why you're messaging me right now.
I was just wondering if you wanted to see me at all.
No, I don't. Besides, we're divorced, remember?
Right, well, it's kind of about that I actually want to talk to you, you see?
I don't really see what there's left to talk about regarding you and I. You left me for my brother, and that's that, isn't it? I saw that you two got married, so congrats, I guess. But you just leave me out of your lives, okay?
Why are you acting so coldly towards me right now? Please, I was lied to, and I'm feeling really, really awful enough already.
You mean that you were lied to by Mark?
Yes, that's right. He actually had no money at all. In fact, all he really had was a bunch of debt.
Wow. Then I guess it really was just as my mom said.
Hold on a second. You mean that you knew about all of this?
Well, when you said he was running his own business, I thought that something might have been up, if I'm being honest. So I decided to do some digging into him after we broke up.
What do you mean by that? What was up? What did you find?
Well, Mark actually took out a loan so that he could try to start up his own business. But he asked our parents to sign for the loan since he didn't have enough credit.
I think I remember hearing a little about this stuff.
But his mind always seemed to be more on ladies than it was on the business, and I heard his management style turned very sloppy, quickly. That's why my mom and I were talking about if you hadn't been tricked by him like so many others. When I was looking into Mark, I saw that he had taken out a second loan to try and invest in himself, but that he'd given up on his business afterwards.
So then, what does that mean?
I think it means that he was probably just scamming people. I mean, this is why you came to me to talk about this, right?
But why didn't you say anything to me about any of this? You could have stopped this.
I tried to warn you. I told you that I didn't think you should trust him, remember?
But that's all you told me. You didn't give me any reasons or details. If I'd known that he was in so much debt, I would never have left you for him. I thought he was some kind of rich venture capitalist or something.
Wow, well, that really sucks for you, doesn't it? You get what you put in, though, I suppose.
But I thought he was rich because he would spend so much money on me on dates. I thought that he was doing really well. I can't believe he fooled me like this.
I mean, you said yourself how charming of a guy he was. You do realize that that's a trait shared by a lot of con artists too, right?
I was such an idiot. I thought he was such a great guy, and he said that he would buy me whatever I wanted, but then he betrayed me. I'm so sorry for all of this. I never meant for any of this to happen.
Oh, that's fine. I'm pretty much over it.
So then, you mean that you forgive me for all that I did to you?
No. Definitely not. You are nothing to me now, and I want nothing to do with you ever again.
But I want to try and make things right again. I want to get back with you.
You can't be serious about this, right?
Of course I'm serious. I need you, Terry.
You know, I never really knew just how low you might sink as a person until now. So, thanks for showing me who you really are. But now, I don't feel anything for you at all.
But you asked me not to get the divorce. You asked if there was any way that we could be together.
And then we got divorced anyways. Remember that part? I really did love you, and I really did want to try and fix things. But it's been months since then.
It's only been 4 months. Is that really so bad?
You have no idea how sad I was after you left me. And for my own brother, no less. It was then that I realized the kind of person that you really were, and knew that you leaving me was for the best.
So then, you really don't care about me at all anymore? I thought we could make this work.
The only thing you're going to have to figure out how to work is how to live in debt with my older brother. If you really think that I'm going to let you run back to me after your betrayal, you've got another thing coming. I don't feel bad for you at all.
What happened to you? You never used to be like this. You've gotten mean and angry. You're nothing like the sweet Terry that I fell in love with.
Because all it took was my older brother waving around a little bit of money for you to leave me for him. How could I ever forgive you for that?
But I'm sorry. I really am so sorry. Please, this is all wrong. I made a mistake. I realize that you're the most important person to me.
I'm glad you found that out for yourself, but it's far too late for me. My mind is made up. You're only coming back to me for my money, aren't you?
Please, I promise that I'll do anything you want. Whatever you need me to do so that you'll take me back, I'll do it.
But that's the thing. I don't want you back. At all. Why do you think I would step in to help you after all you've put me through? You need to get a grip.
Don't do this to me, Terry, please.
You are seriously too much sometimes. You left me for Mark because you thought he had money. And now that you realize he doesn't, you come running back to me? You are so transparent. Do you even realize that?
No, I just realized that you're the one I'm meant to be with, honest.
There you go, lying again. Well, it isn't going to work on me. Got it?
I'm telling the truth. Please, you have to believe me. I'm so sorry for everything. I was an idiot, but you have to forgive me.
How many times are you going to make me repeat myself? Nothing is going to change no matter how much you beg.
Terry, I'm begging you. You have to help me. Your brother asked me to invest in him, and I gladly took out a huge loan thinking that I'd make it all back and more. Now I have nothing.
Yeah, I already told you that he's a scam artist. You should have listened to me when you had the chance. But you fell for his charms, and now you're in serious trouble. Good luck finding your way out of it. After that, I blocked Paula's number. Although I have to say I was surprised that she even messaged me in the first place. My mom guessed that she would though. But by the time that she did, I was well and over my divorce from Paula and never wanted to see her again. Meanwhile, she was having to face up to her bad financial decisions. She decided to stay with Mark probably more out of desperation than anything else. But both my and her parents were furious at the couple and no one offered to give them any help. Paula had to start working to try and pay down her debt, and the couple were soon at each other's throats every night. In the end, they split up and went to go live with their respective parents.
James, sorry to text you so late. I'm on my way home from work. I'll buy some groceries at the supermarket.
I was planning to cook dinner, so you don't have to.
Really? Thanks so much. By the way, what are you going to cook today?
Before I answer that, aren't you hiding something from me, Helen?
Huh? Why are you asking me that?
You're not in trouble, are you?
Wait, what's wrong? What's the matter?
You told me you were working today, so I visited your workplace a few hours ago. But they told me it was your day off. What are you doing? You've been working more shifts than usual, but I guess you were lying to me all this time.
I'm sorry.
I don't need an apology. I just want to know what you're up to.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm in debt.
Debt? Why? Did you buy something really expensive?
No, it's not mine. It's my sister's, Ellen's. So I worked as day laborers at different workplaces. I sometimes helped my friends' shops to earn more money. My part-time job doesn't pay enough.
Ellen's in debt? But why are you paying on her behalf? I think it's Ellen's responsibility.
It's too much for her. She has to pay back $100,000.
Huh? $100,000? Wait a minute, I thought Ellen was still in her 20s. How can she spend that much money? Did she buy a new house or start a new business? I thought the consumer loan only allowed people to borrow a third of their monthly pay.
What if she borrowed from several credit card companies and consumer loan corporations?
Oh, I guess it's possible then.
The whole family is panicking right now. I'm sorry I kept it a secret from you. I was planning to tell you after we finished paying back most of it.
I think it'll take a pretty long time. Honestly, I hope you told me about it sooner. We're married.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to talk to you about it, but isn't it unbelievable amount of money? I didn't want to cause trouble. And there's one more secret.
Huh? What is it?
Ellen moved back into our parents' house after quitting her job a few months ago, remember?
Yeah, I remember. I thought she wasn't feeling well. Did she move back in because she was in debt?
No, she's actually ill. And I used a bit of our savings to pay for her moving expenses. I'm sorry I used our savings without telling you.
Our savings? Do you have any more secrets?
That's all. I'm really sorry.
I can't change anything now. But if there's any more problems, make sure you tell me next time, okay? So that we can trust each other.
Okay, I promise.
And about Ellen's debt. How much does she have left?
Dad paid about $5,000 in the past few months, so we have about $90,000 left.
How much are you planning to pay back monthly?
We're trying to pay back $3,000 every month as a family.
$3,000? That's not bad.
The interest rate is pretty high, so we're trying our best. But Ellen's illness and doesn't have a job, so we're really depending on Dad for the money. I want it to be a help to the family.
I get it. It's a big burden to your father. How much should I pay?
Huh? Are you gonna help us out?
Well, I can't just do nothing while you're working so hard, Helen. We have some extra money to spare.
James, thank you. It would be really helpful if you can aid us with $1,500 every month until Ellen gets a stable job.
Is she getting better?
She was sick because of stress and her unhealthy lifestyle, so she should get better soon. Well, stress caused her to buy stuff impulsively, and now she's in debt.
All right. But I won't be able to aid you with money forever. So how about I aid your family for a year? If she can't get a stable job until then, I think she should go bankrupt and think of other ways.
I agree. Thanks so much, James. A weight lifted off my shoulders. I'm sorry my family caused you trouble.
Your family is also my family. I want to help them as much as I can.
I'll be completely honest with you from now on.
Yeah, that'll be nice. I thought you were having an affair or something. Well, your family being in debt was a pretty big surprise too.
Why would I ever cheat on you? I can't betray such a nice person like you. I'm so lucky to be able to marry you, James. I'm really thankful.
Hey, Helen.
What's up, James? Are you on your way home from work?
No, I still have some work to do. When I left to grab something for dinner just now, I met Ellen.
Huh? You met Ellen?
The last time I asked, you told me she still hasn't recovered. And you also said she didn't have a job.
Yeah.
But she was out shopping with her friends. She had several shopping bags in her hands.
Really? Did you see wrong?
I haven't seen her for a year or two, but I'm pretty sure it's her.
I see.
I get that she wants to go out once in a while, and I completely understand. But when I greeted her, she glared at me, and went away saying that she was busy.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure to talk with Ellen. I'm really sorry for her rude attitude.
I wonder why she acted that way.
I guess she felt awkward around you.
I guess? But she seemed angry at me. She also looked healthy to me. Well, she might be sick mentally. Maybe she was feeling well today?
I think so. Sometimes she's really ill and on other days she's completely fine. She barely comes out of her room when she's feeling ill. Thanks for understanding her health condition, James. I thought you would get angry if you saw her going shopping.
Is Ellen really okay? Does she visit the hospital?
Yeah, my mom takes her to the hospital regularly.
Okay.
I'm sorry, James.
Why do you apologize?
You're doing so much for my family, but my family's causing you trouble.
It was my decision to raise your family. You shouldn't feel bad about anything, Helen.
But...
Don't worry. But I hope Ellen gets a job by the end of this year. I assume your family doesn't want Ellen to go bankrupt too. Yeah.
She told me the other day that she might be able to start working from home. She's trying to get a job that allows their employees to work from home.
Yeah, that might suit her. I guess it won't be too much of a burden to her health. I think I'll go back to work now.
Will you be home by 11?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Okay, don't push yourself too hard. Be careful on your way home. Hi, James. Can I talk to you for a bit?
Hi, Ellen. What's up?
I wanted to talk to you about your financial aid.
Oh, there's nothing to worry about.
Huh?
Ellen's family is also my family. But if you can get a stable job, I think it might be better for you to go bankrupt. I have a friend who's a lawyer, so if you need any help, you can talk to me anytime.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm talking about the debt?
Why are you talking like it's not your problem? James, I don't think we can aid you anymore. Stop depending on my family. We'll stop aiding you financially starting from next month.
Huh? I thought I was the one aiding you financially.
What are you talking about? My family's sending you money every month, but we can't do that anymore.
Wait. You're the one who's getting the money from us. We're aiding you financially.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm aiding you financially so that you can pay back your debts. I send you $1,500 every month.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. It's the truth. It's been 3 months already since I started sending you money.
I thought you were the one in debt.
Uh-huh.
My family's been aiding you financially so you can pay back your debts. We sent you $1,500 every month.
I'm in debt?
Yes, I thought you borrowed $100,000. My sister begged for help, so we've been sending you money for the past few months.
Wait a minute. What's going on? Both of us don't have any debts. But we're sending each other $1,500 every month?
You're really not in debt?
I'm not.
Helen told me you were in debt, so Helen has been lying to all of us?
I guess. I'm so confused.
Me too. Can you visit us secretly without telling Helen? I'll talk to my parents about it. Let's share what we know about the situation. James, what time are you coming home today?
I'm not coming home.
Huh?
Let's get divorced.
Why? Is it because Ellen's in debt? Is that why you were home late recently?
No. It's because you're having an affair with someone else.
Huh? Are you still suspicious about me? I'm not having an affair with anyone. How could I do that when my family has so many things to worry about?
$1,500 from me and another $1,500 from your family. You've been using $3,000 every month to play around with your lover.
Huh?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We know everything, Ellen. You lied to me and your family about being in debt. You knew it was awkward to bring up the topic about money. I believed everything, Helen.
James, you're misunderstanding.
How?
I'm not having an affair. I was betrayed.
Betrayed? I thought you went to hotels with him.
To be honest, I'm obsessed with spiritual stuff recently. He told me he knew my past life, so we met up a few times.
Now you're making up stories about spiritual stuff. Stop it. I know you've been making fun of us. I know you called me dumb for not realizing anything. I know everything now. Thanks to the detective agency.
James, I'm so sorry. I promised to pay you back all your money, so please don't divorce me.
Well, I guess my only strength is that I have a high salary. That's what you said to your lover.
I just went with the flow. I was joking around.
But it's true that you're having an affair, and I was certainly hurt. You even asked money from your family. You're evil.
I'm sorry.
It's too late to apologize. You're definitely gonna pay me back. And pay your family back with the money we've been sending you. Most importantly, we'll break relations with you.
I was stupid to do this. I promise I'll never cheat on you again. Please forgive me. Please don't dump me. Please.
You betrayed all of us in the worst way possible. Your lover is gonna pay for compensation too. I know he's a freelancer, but we're not gonna be soft on him.
He's trying to become an actor. He doesn't have money. I was helping him achieve his dreams.
You can pay for compensation on behalf of him. I don't care as long as I get my money. How about you pay on his behalf if you love him so much?
It was too much for me. I can't pay.
Then shut up! I'm definitely gonna divorce you. Your family agreed too. My lawyer will contact you soon.
James, I'm sorry. Please give me another chance. Please. I'll do anything for you.
Why do I have to waste my whole life listening to your meaningless apologies? I never want to live with an evil witch like you. Just go and regret on your own as much as you like. I don't want to waste any of my time nor money on you. If you're willing to do anything for me, pay us back our money now. I divorced her shortly after the incident. She begged not to divorce her, but with the help of her family and Ellen, I was finally able to get her to sign the documents. And for the compensation money from his lover who dreams to be an actor, it was decided that his parents would pay on his behalf. But in return, his parents forced him to give up his dreams to become an actor. So it turns out that he went back to his hometown. He's gonna get a stable job to pay back his parents. I guess he won't be able to play around anymore. My ex-wife and her lover broke up, and when I met her the other day to sell her house, she looked miserable. After we got divorced, she had no one to rely on now that her family also broke relations with her. She doesn't have any property as she sold all of them to pay me compensation money. Yet, I felt no sympathy towards her. I don't know how she's gonna survive, but I hope I never see her again. The last time I met my ex-wife, she was crying floods and begged for forgiveness. But nothing could bring back my love. After divorcing her and leaving her in a bad state, I myself had a hard time to recover. I lived feeling empty and dead inside for a while, but thanks to my friends, family, and colleagues, I was able to recover little by little. My ex-wife's family also came to visit once in a while to check on me. Thanks to all of them, I'm healthy as new. Sometimes I suffer from flashbacks about my ex-wife having an affair, but I don't want to be controlled by trauma. I hope I can keep a positive mindset and make new hobbies so that I can create more happy memories. I will never forget to thank the people around me, and I will definitely live a happier life than my ex-wife.
Hey, Terry. Are you able to talk a little now?
What's going on with you, Melody?
Well, I want to talk with you about your mom and I, and something that came up today.
My mom? Now that you mention it, you did say that you were gonna take them some gifts from our last vacation, right? What happened between you and Mom that you want to talk about?
Okay. I did go over to see her and drop off those gifts for your mom and dad, but she was a bit cold to me for some reason. I really do feel that my hunch about her hating me has been true. I've had it since you and I got married, but today she showed me that she really doesn't want me around.
Well, you think so? But to me, it doesn't seem like she really hates you. If anything, my mom's the kind of person that will hold back her personal feelings most of the time. And so, even if she did have something against you after doing something wrong, she wouldn't drag that anger out over time. Also, recently during your birthday, she even came out and gave you a present, right? It was that bracelet you had been asking for over a year then.
It was nice of her to get me that for my birthday, but maybe she's acting all kind to me like that because you're around. She doesn't want you to know her true feelings about me because that would cause unnecessary drama in the family, right?
Perhaps you're right. I'm sorry, it's not that I don't believe what you're telling me right now, but I just can't imagine her being rude to you. She's never acted cold to anyone before without at least giving them reason for it.
Well, she has given me reason for it. She will ask me about why we haven't kids yet, as though we aren't ever trying or as though I'm the one at fault for it. And she'll ask about if I'm doing all the chores and cooking or not. And if I don't answer exactly the way she wants, she'll scold me about becoming a better wife. And she'll tell me things like quitting my job and becoming a housewife would be the best thing for you. Her saying and asking all those things directly to my face gives me a terrible feeling. It's like she's saying she doesn't want me to be married to you anymore. What if she starts asking me to leave you soon?
That's pretty harsh of her. I'm sorry about that. I'll go tell her that she needs to go easy on you or else I'll have to get in the way of things.
No, you don't have to do that. If you were to tell her to be kind to me, she'd know that I went and told on her and get even more upset, right?
No, that's a good point. But I don't think telling her is the only way to get her to be quiet. If I don't, then things will keep being rough between the both of you. And I doubt anything could get any better.
Please do not tell her about this yet. I'm not quite ready to deal with this all myself. And I'm sure she isn't either after what she's told me. I just don't feel that we are close enough yet to handle a discussion about this. And I really don't want her to start getting angry with you for knowing about this.
Alright, but I wonder what's made her go and act that way. She was so happy that you and I got married. She even managed to pay for a whole honeymoon as a gift to us for becoming husband and wife, and I assume that you both were doing well with one another, since she always asked you to go see her every month.
I think that she's finally come to that point where she's realizing that she doesn't like me after all. Look, she's even being straight with me about her feelings about me as your wife. Am I not doing something to flatter her or something? Maybe to her, a woman like me isn't good enough because of that. I knew I should have quit my job and devoted all my time to you.
I'm still not sure my mom would be that upset though by you not trying to flatter her or anything. And her getting upset that you work a job right now is just hypocritical of her. Back in her day, just after marrying my dad, she worked a full-time job for at least another 5 years. Well, just know that when my mom was with a friend, she's always straight with her feelings. And at times can come off as a bit abrasive due to her tone, but she never means any harm by it.
But I'm not the same as her friends, right? I don't think you understand what's going on here, Terry.
I'm sorry, but just know that I'm trying my best to be on your side here. However, hearing that my mom is being that cold to you out of nowhere is a bit... Well, it just makes me wonder if something serious happened to her to make her act that way.
Just know that she really is not happy with me, Terry. Even if you're trying to find a reason for why that is, it doesn't change the fact that she's picking on me right now. I think the reason for all of this is that she simply hates me. Not having a kid yet or working at the same time as your husband. She says all of that about me in the disgusted tone, as though she just expects that I'll start trying for a kid with you and quit my dream job.
I see. I'm really sorry. I'll do my best to get in between you both so that things like this don't get any worse.
You don't have to do that.
Huh?
Having to be the mediator would mean even more work for you, right? You're already working hard enough at your job, so having to mediate us would stress you out too much.
But she's my mom, and you're my wife. Me being between you two would be the best option here, so that I can make sure you both don't take things too far, and that I can get a better understanding of her feelings. And you want her to stop coming to you with all of her rude comments, right?
Well, I do, but... Listen, if she sees that I've changed all of a sudden when talking to her, she'll think something's happened, right? And if you're always around, she might put on a face to make it seem as though nothing's wrong between us. So, how about we just slowly work on making some distance between us, and hopefully that will make her realize that she can't be so mean to me.
So you're asking that I just don't do anything about this?
Yes, for the time being, that's what I want. As long as you're around to listen to me talk, that'll make me feel better.
Understood. Then I'll just sit back and watch what all happens. But if things do start to take a turn for the worst, I'll have no choice but to step in, okay?
Thank you. I want to take this as slow and gentle as possible, so if you plan to tell your mom anything, please let me know first, and I'll make sure that I don't talk with your mom much anymore. Also, if she does come to you about any of this, tell me right away so that I know how she feels.
Okay. I just want you to keep doing what you've always been doing, Melody. And you don't have to worry about working as well as me and doing all the chores in the house because I don't mind what you're already doing. So if you can bear whatever my mom keeps saying about you, then just don't pay any attention to her.
Okay, I'm so happy I married my loving Terry. Thank you so much for always being here to support me. Terry, when are you going to be coming home today?
I'm sorry, but I have some leftover work to finish up, so I won't be home until later tonight. Do you think you can have dinner without me?
Then is it okay if I go out with a friend for dinner? Amy told me that she wants to try out a restaurant near our office and invited me to go tonight.
Was Amy the one that came to our wedding? And she was the one you went on vacation with a couple months back, right?
That's her, and she'll be in town for a while for a business.
Well, then this is perfect timing for you guys to go out and eat. Go right ahead and enjoy dinner with her. You don't have to worry about me tonight.
Thank you. And another thing. Today I got another call from your mom.
Yeah, from my mom?
She told me that she doesn't like me being your wife.
Huh? She would tell you something like that?
I'm being serious. She told me that me being with you is a waste of her son. I can't make any kids with you and I'm never home to take care of the place.
Are you sure you're not just exaggerating?
Uh-huh. Are you not going to believe me?
Well, in my mom's case, she was late having kids as well. So from what I've heard, she was picked on quite a lot by her mother-in-law. My mom even told me she'd never act the same way to her daughter-in-law.
So you're saying that because she was picked on, she shouldn't be doing it to me? There are people like that, but...
I can see her forgetting to think about what happened to her, but she's not the kind of person to be that straight when it comes to such serious topics. I'm not doubting what you're saying, but I just wonder if there could be any misunderstandings happening.
So, in other words, you're doubting me, right? You're saying that you don't trust me at all then?
No, that's not at all what I mean. But the mom I know isn't someone who talks down to others like that. And so I just wonder a little bit about what's really happening here.
Why are you not going to side with me on this?
I have to hear what my mom has to say first.
And I'm asking that you don't bring this up to her. I just want the two of us to stay away from her. If you talk to her about any of it, she's going to want to bully me even more. If you're not going to be here to trust me, then who's going to be there to keep me protected?
I understand that I'm all you have right now.
I just don't want to be around her anymore. And if I can, I want you to come with me.
But she's my mom, Melody.
But why do you want to continue talking to the person that's hurting me? It doesn't matter if she's your mom. If you can't just trust and do as I say, I'll have to leave you.
Huh? Like a divorce?
Well, yeah, a divorce. If you're just going to let your mom keep bullying me, then that shows you'll never be on my side. And I don't need a husband that's not willing to protect me.
Not protect you? But you told me not to tell my mom to knock it off, and you said for me to just leave things as they are now, right? So how do you want me to protect you?
I'm asking that you just cut ties with her.
And I'll only do that once I've heard from her what's going on here.
You're the worst. By doing that, you'll only drag me deeper into the problem. I only have you right now, Terry.
Are you okay, Melody? I don't want to have to ask this, but could you just be really tired right now?
Well, if you think that I'm just tired, then we'll do as I said. I'm going to go out and get copies of the divorce paperwork that we can fill out.
Calm down a little. Right now, the city office isn't even open.
I can't calm down anymore, and that's why I want to take action now. And as for the divorce papers, I can just download them on the internet and print them out. I could even walk to the office and get them at the entrance gate. I can get those divorce papers whenever I'd like.
I'm sorry, Melody, so please don't talk about things like divorce, okay?
Well, if you don't want to listen to me talk about it, then do as I've asked.
Alright. I'll do just what you said.
If you're lying to me, I'll be coming over you, and when you come home tonight, I'm having you sign the divorce papers. That way, if you ever do try to stab me in the back again, I'll be able to hand these right in away.
Do you really want to get a divorce, Melody?
I don't want to, but if you're not going to take care of me, then I have no other choice.
I see.
If you still love me, then do as I say, because you won't have any other chances after this.
Melody? Are you alright right now?
Yeah, I'm good. And my boss isn't around, so I can talk for a bit. What's up?
Well, I wanted to let you know that I was contacted by my mom.
Huh? From your mom? And what the heck did she want?
She asked if I wanted to go on a trip with her.
Uh-huh. You aren't going to be going, right? Does she seriously think she can get you back now? Does this mean you had been talking to her about something before?
I haven't said anything to her, but I'm just wondering if she's wanting to get us all back together so that she can become close with you again. She even told me that she'd pay for us all to go.
Even if it's free, I don't want to go.
Alright, I'll let her know you said no.
Of course you will. I could never be on a trip with your mom for a few days. You should have known that I'd say no before asking, right?
Well, yeah, I'd assumed that, but she said that we'd be going to Hawaii for the trip, so I thought I might as well ask you. After all, you did say before that you wanted to go to Hawaii, right?
Uh-huh. Hawaii?
We'll be going there for 5 days.
Even though it's really expensive to be over there? And she's going to pay for all of that?
That's what it sounds like.
Hold on a second. Well, if it's Hawaii, then I should be okay with going.
Huh? But you'll be with my mom for 5 days straight?
But the price to be over there will be very expensive, right? This could really be her trying to ask for forgiveness for what she had done before. And going to Hawaii means she'd never want to be mean to me there, right?
I guess you could be right. But you had said before that you really wanted to cut ties with her. So are you really okay with this?
Yeah, I can bear it all for at least 1 week. So when are we going?
She asked if we wanted to go next month. That's pretty soon, right? I should be able to ask my boss to get me time off by then, but what about you and your work?
I can take time off. I'll use some of my PTO so everything will be fine.
I see. Then I'm gonna let my mom know.
Okay, thank you. I can't wait to get to Hawaii. I'm going to have to go out and buy myself some new bikinis now.
You should. Let's start getting things ready now while we can.
You guys still aren't here yet? The plane we all plan to be on will be leaving in another hour or so. And it's your mom that has the tickets, right? Why are you guys taking so long to get here? The parking lot wasn't that packed when we pulled up, right? How much longer are you guys willing to leave me standing here waiting?
The whole conversation about taking you to Hawaii was a lie.
Huh? Why? Are you saying that the three of us all going together was a lie?
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you leaving me here to go on that trip? When you get back here, we're divorcing. This was your last chance and you failed. I'm going to hand in all the paperwork as soon as I can.
We're already divorced though. So you don't have to worry about handing anything in today.
Huh?
You did say that if I ever stabbed you in the back again, we'd divorce, right? And you had me sign those papers you put together a while back as well. And so I handed those papers in.
Wait, hold up. Why the hell did you hand those in without telling me?
You had been wanting to divorce me, right? So this isn't a problem for you at all.
Why did you have to be the one to hand those in? Why? I was the one who was supposed to choose if we got divorced or not, right?
Well, you were the one asking me to sign all the papers back then, Melody. What was all that for then? Was that just you trying to threaten me with divorce?
Oh, whatever. I'm doing just as I said, and I'm divorcing you.
But I told you that we're already divorced.
Well then, for that I'm going to get a settlement from you, and whatever amount I ask for will be paid off no matter what you think of it. I'm going to make you wish you never went ahead and did something so selfish.
You're the one that will get money?
Why wouldn't I be the one to get money? You just ruined the marriage we had with one another that I worked so hard for, so I'm getting every penny I can from you.
No, I think you mean to say that you'll be paying me, right? You were the one that cheated on me after all. Oh? What's wrong? Did you forget about all of that in your rage? My mom saw you and you were with another man, right? That's why after you started claiming that she hated you so much.
What are you talking about? Do you have proof of this?
I do, and that's why I'm bringing this up. And that proof is from my mom looking further into you after she saw you and that man.
You're lying. Your mom would never do that to me.
You tried threatening my mom, didn't you? You told her that if she told me about you cheating, you'd make sure you're paid for it. You say things like if she were to expose you, you had no idea what could happen to us. And more recently, she said you've been paying her to keep her mouth shut. Why would you be paying her to do that if nothing was going on?
You're wrong. This is all just a misunderstanding on your mom's part. I would never cheat on you, Terry.
I told you, I have proof of this. You really are the worst. Because you got caught cheating, you began to threaten my own mom.
I'm sorry, Terry. I didn't mean to threaten her in that way. I was just asking her to stay quiet.
Huh? So because my mom is nice, you chose to take advantage of her? Stop with the crap, Melody. You'll be the one paying a settlement to me. And I'll also be talking with the man you've been sleeping with. I've heard he is married himself. You're going to have to pay off 2 different settlements now. You're so screwed, Melody.
Terry, I'm so sorry, but you're wrong. He was the one that ended up approaching me. I really didn't want to be around him, but he was my boss, so there was nothing I could do to stop him, and that's how things started.
If you hated it so much, then why were you the one booking hotel rooms for the both of you to sleep together in? And why would you be walking around the city during the day with your arms locked so tightly as if there was no love to it?
I had no choice but to do all of that.
You think I can believe that? I have recordings of you threatening my mom as well, by the way. So there's no way you can dig your way out of this.
Since when have you known about this?
Before you and I had talked about the trip to Hawaii, I had everything from Mom. You've been claiming that she was picking on you, so I wanted to ask her about all of that as well. And when I asked her what was up with that, she began to cry and tell me all that was going on. Saying that she was so sorry for keeping her mouth shut about you cheating on me. Do you understand how that would make me feel about you after hearing those things from my own mom?
Terry, please forgive me. I'm really so sorry for all of this. I was an idiot back then, and I want to apologize to your mom as well.
It's too late to apologize now.
Hey, you're still in Colorado, right? Please come see me so that I can apologize to you both. It's almost time for the flight, so you should just be inside the airport, right?
Okay, I just told you a bit ago that the whole vacation was a lie. The 3 of us aren't going to Hawaii at all. We're all back at my house now, and are preparing to move away.
Uh-huh.
We're already divorced, Melody. And I'll leave all your things as they are. But next week sometime, you need to move out of here. I'm gonna have the house sold.
Wait a sec, Terry. This is all happening to me too fast. I'm getting a taxi right now to take me home, so please wait.
Even if you do take a taxi home, in that time I'll be out of here. At the time, we were all on our way to the airport. I had some friends start packing my things up for me and having them loaded onto a truck.
Why did he even have to make up this whole lie about going to Hawaii? And why did he have to take me all the way to the airport just to leave me here?
Because I wanted to see where the truth really lied in all this. Right after my mom had told me about you and cheating on me, I made those plans with you to go to Hawaii with my family. But at the time, I didn't actually want to believe that you had been with another man. And so I made the plans up that we'd go to Hawaii, and during that time I could find the truth. To be honest, if my mom really was treating you as bad as you said she was, she would have never paid for you to go, right?
Well, I wasn't thinking about that at the time.
And I was wondering why you would have kept the divorce papers if you knew things were going to be better with a trip to Hawaii. But good thing you didn't get rid of them in the end.
But I had never planned on us actually getting divorced.
But you have been cheating on me that whole time. I'll have my lawyer talk with you later about the settlement and have them collect the money. Goodbye.
Terry, I'm so sorry. I really made a huge mistake. I know that now and want things to move forward from the mistake. Please, just rethink this whole divorce.
But we're already divorced, Melody. How many times do I have to tell you that to get you to understand? The deal was that after one more backstabbing with divorce. And you have been the one planning on handing those papers in for the longest time, right? After that, it took over a month of talking with my ex-wife about the settlement for her to finally understand that she had no other choice. And so, just the other day, I was finally able to get all the money I'd asked for. And of course, the wife of her boss whom she'd been sleeping with also asked for money from Melody. And not only that, but the boss's wife brought all of this to the attention of the company Melody and him worked for, and another investigation was started. And because of that, the word got out that they had both been having an affair, and soon Melody quit her job there. And the boss that she was with would get a major demotion and pay decrease. As for what happened to my ex after she had to borrow a lot of money to pay off the settlements, she had no place to go, and ended up going back to her parents' place. But when she started living with her mom and dad, they asked for her to start paying them every month to live with them. And that never worked out, forcing them to have to kick her out. After all that's happened to her to make her regret her decisions, she's been lighting up my phone with calls asking for forgiveness. So I took my phone into the store and got myself a brand new number so that she could no longer reach me. I also blocked all of her social media accounts, making it so that she really cannot find me anymore. And on the off chance that she was able to somehow contact me, I'll just go right back to ignoring her. After all that happened, I moved into a large apartment building, and I'm currently taking things slow so that my heart can heal. At first, I had no idea what had gone into Melody, and I just had to assume that my mom was being mean to her. But after learning the truth and ending everything between us, my heart and mind have had room to breathe again. And with the help of my family and friends now, I'm getting back on track to feeling as though none of that marriage ever happened. I do have to thank my mom, though, for everything she did after being threatened by Melody. If it wasn't for her one day telling me all about the truth, then I would still to this day be stuck, thinking that she was the one hurting Melody, and not the other way around. As a way of showing my thanks to her and to help myself relax a bunch more, I'll be taking my parents on a real trip to a local ski resort to sit back and enjoy life. And as for everyone else to help me through this, I'll make sure to show them that I've made it out of that toxic relationship. I'll make sure that going forward I continue to keep strong relationships, but will always make sure that everything is the truth before taking action myself.
Sup, Catalina? I just got home, but you're, not here?
Hey, Xavier. Me and Gianna just went out for Italian.
Oh, I see.
It feels like forever since I went out for food with my daughter, so we're gonna relax and enjoy it. We won't be rushing back.
Got it.
Oh, yeah. You better take a bath before you go trudging your dirt all over my clean carpets and upholstery. The house always gets filthy because you're such a grubby, stinky mess when you get off work. I was scorching hot today. I bet you're sweating like a pedophile in a nursery, aren't you?
It was a hot one. Definitely sweatier than usual.
I knew it. I bet you stink. You can't go walking around the house like that. It's dirty. Hurry up and take a shower. You better not drip sweat in the hallway.
Okay, I'll take one now.
Don't put your laundry in with mine and Gianna's either. Your stinky germs will get all over our nice clothes. You can wash your things yourself by hand in the sink. Do it tonight, please. It grosses Gianna out too. She says she doesn't want herself being washed in the same load as yours anymore.
Jeez, Catalina, would you guys give me a break already? All I did was come home from work.
She's a high school student. What do you expect? They're all like that at her age. You must insist on being a grimy hobo. It's only natural she's gonna hate you.
How am I a grimy Look, I shower every day when I get back from work. Cleanliness is important to me. There are a bunch of women at my workplace. The last thing I want to do is gross anyone out. Believe it or not, I'm really sensitive to that kind of thing. Plus, I use quality deodorants and wear cologne. I'm still human, though. What do you expect me to do about sweating when it's this hot outside?
How can you sweat that much working at City Hall? You're hardly a manual laborer. Your stinkiness defies logic. You're just a rank and file office worker for crying out loud.
I had to do an inspection today, so I spent all day outside. Obviously, I'm gonna sweat.
Why would they have you out for an inspection on day this hot? That's a violation of your human rights.
My human rights are totally unviolated. It's fine. This one's been scheduled for a while. I had to go inspect a new facility that they're building. It's still under construction, so I spent most of the day outside under the scorching sun. It's been a while since I sweat that much. I was out there for hours. It was kind of tough, actually.
You really drew the short straw when you decided to become a civil servant. Why couldn't you have worked harder in school? Meh, it might be a loser job, but I guess I should be pleased with you. Even managed to get that considering you have an IQ of 50.
I think my IQ is probably higher than that. I might not be rich, but it's stable, and things aren't too demanding most days.
It's for losers. You get tossed around by the whims of the government while acting as a punching bag for a public that sees you as a bunch of lazy freeloaders. You basically get spit roasted for barely over minimum wage.
Wow, it's quite the perspective you've got there. I'm not gonna lie, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We have to deal with a lot of claims.
How do you think Gianna feels about her dad being some loser city hall bureaucrat? Yeah, well, my dad has the most boring job of all time. Hardly something she can tell her friends, and her head held high, is it? Hopefully, she bags herself a guy more with a little more oomph than you.
I'll have you know I have a lot of oomph. I work very vigorously.
You're a boring old fart with smaller testicles than my grandma. Every girl loves a maverick who takes risks to bring home the bacon. But you? Where's your boldness? Your drive? You're about exciting as a moldy lettuce. Hopefully Gianna ends up marrying a high-energy, high-spec, high-prospect guy from an exciting venture startup or something stable that just doesn't cut it anymore in this day and age. Now is the time for big ballsy moves, for risk and excitement.
I guess the world is changing, and I'd be lying if I said you were completely wrong. But having a stable income is still important.
If Gianna prioritizes stability over drive in a man, she'll end up marrying a boring loser like you. I can't think of a worse fate. I'm living proof of that.
You think I'm boring? Gotta admit, Catalina, that hurts.
Yeah, the truth has a tendency to feel that way. You barely make any money. You're just a lowly city hall worker with no dreams or ambitions.
Times have changed, huh? There was a day when civil servants were looked up to and admired.
This just isn't me saying this, you know. Gianna herself said the last guy she wants to marry is one like you.
Makes me really sad to hear that. I'm doing my best for you guys in my own way. It might not be flashy or glamorous, but I'm really trying here.
Whoa! Want a medal? It's your job to work hard so we can afford nice things. What do you think men are for? Make you sure you clean the tub out after your shower. Gianna says she never wants to go within a 10-mile radius of the bathroom after you're done in there.
Understood. What should I do about dinner? Do we have anything in?
There are some cup noodles in the cupboard.
Is that all?
There are yogurts in the fridge. Use your damn brain and figure something out with what we have. You better not eat that meat in there. That's for Gianna's lunchbox tomorrow.
Okay, guess I'll have cup noodles and a yogurt then. What time will you guys be heading back?
Probably sometime around 9. I don't know yet.
Gianna has school tomorrow, so try not to be too late. Enjoy your meal. Hey, I just got back from work. Are you and Gianna eating out again? Wait a sec, did you do a big clean at home? Where did all our stuff go?
Welcome home, Xavier. This might come as a surprise, but me and Gianna won't be coming home again.
What? Excuse me, is my phone bugging out? Did you just say you're not coming home?
Yes, that's exactly what I said, as in we're leaving you.
You're leaving me? Why? Did I do something wrong?
I can't go on like this. That's why me and your daughter are leaving.
Where the hell did this come from? Were you unhappy? Did I do something to upset you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you did. We're your family, but you don't seem to care about us one bit. Go on, admit it. I'm right, aren't I? You can care less about me or your daughter.
No way, I care about you guys more than anything. You're my world. Can you please tell me where this is coming from? Do you have any idea how hard I work for you two?
Yeah, and that's all you do. You spend all your time at City Hall thinking you're king of the pencil pushers while me and your daughter hardly get a look in. I may as well be a single mother. Answer me this. Do you spend any time with us on your days off?
Yeah, sometimes I even take you on holiday. What the hell? This is unfair and you know it.
3 holidays a year? Whoa, well done, Xavier. You're the best dad of all time. Give me a break.
Sure, it's not like we go out to eat all the time or anything, but the only reason I stopped inviting you guys out to stuff is because you kind of seem to hate me lately. I figured if I was just going to annoy you both, I should just keep my distance. It's not like you don't get to eat out. You guys seem to be at a different restaurant every night these days.
The only reason we stopped letting you hang out with us is because you've been acting like such a jerk.
No way. I haven't changed at all. You guys are the ones who are acting different. Come to think of it, Something's been off ever since I got back from that short-term work transfer up in Seattle. I was only gone for a month, but when I got back it was like you hated me all of a sudden. You've been distant and blunt with me ever since. I don't even remember the last time we spoke in real life. I didn't do anything to deserve this. I do my best to make sure you guys never want for anything. It's not like I asked for a lot in return, but would it really kill you to be nice to me?
Pitiful. I was hoping you'd admit your wrongdoing, but you're obviously intent on shifting all the blame onto me and your 16-year-old daughter. You sicken me. You don't do your job as a husband, and you don't do your job as a dad. You're 100% at fault here. We'll never forgive you for this.
Catalina, will you just slow down a sec? You're clearly unhappy with how things have been between us, I get that. But don't you think that taking all your stuff and disappearing out the blue is a tad extreme? Why can't we just talk this through?
Talk? We did this because we didn't think you'd be willing to talk to us. Do you have any idea how long I've been putting up with your crap? Do you have any idea how long I've been holding my tongue? What am I saying? You probably don't have a clue. There's only so much of that a person can take. When you keep things bottled up, they end up exploding eventually. Now you're dealing with the fallout of ignoring me for so long.
We could have talked things over if you'd have told me. This is ridiculous. You're not even letting me have a say.
Anyway, there's nothing left for us to discuss now. Divorce is the only option. I hope you're ready to shell out for all the compensation and child support you're gonna owe me.
Wait a sec, what? I get the child support, but why would I pay you compensation?
Because the divorce is your fault. It's only right you should pay for your mistakes.
Get it if I cheated on you or something, but I didn't, and I haven't done anything that would warrant me paying compensation. You can't take me to court because you're unhappy. You think all these baseless claims you're making against me make me a bad person. I did nothing wrong.
You don't get to make that decision. You put me and your daughter through a world of stress and emotional pain. Just because you did it without noticing doesn't mean we suffered any less.
You were stressed. How do you think I felt? Do you think I enjoyed being treated like dirt by my own family? I've seen people treat cockroaches with more humanity than you showed me. I felt like the odd man out in my own home. You never showed me an ounce of gratitude, even when I came home drenched in sweat after breaking my balls all day at the office to put food on the table. Quite the opposite. You told me I stunk, mocked me for being dirty, called me a hobo. My phone contract probably isn't even big enough to fit all the disdainful crap you sent to me in a message. The only one who's been putting up with anything here is me.
Boo-hoo! You can give the sob story a rest now. I think I'm gonna vomit. If you refuse to do this the easy way, then I'm prepared to take drastic measures to get my money. Make no mistake, me and you are now enemies.
Whatever, we at least need to talk first. How can we divorce without talking things through even once?
Good God, Savior, how selfish can you be? You can see how badly I want out, but you still won't accept the divorce? Is it any wonder me or your daughter don't love you anymore?
Xavier, what on earth do you think you're doing, young man? I heard from my daughter and granddaughter what you've been doing to them. This stops now. Hi, Bartolo. Long time no see. You seem pretty mad. Of course I'm mad after what you did. You hurt my poor Catalina and Gianna. Not only that, but I hear you refused to pay compensation and child support. So that's why you're messaging me. How can you be so heartless? This is your family we're talking about here. You refuse to treat your family with the love they deserve. Divorce my daughter at once. If you don't do what I'll say, I'll have no choice but to unleash the big guns, you son of a bitch. Understood. Okay, I'll divorce her right away. What did you just say? You've done nothing but stubbornly refuse this whole time, and now you're suddenly on board with the idea. Who am I to disobey my father-in-law? I want to make one thing clear here. I will agree to the divorce, but I am not paying a cent of compensation or child support. My God, the insolence. I've never met such a disrespectful young man in my life. Take responsibility for what you've done, coward. Why should I have to pay compensation in the first place? Because you're the one who caused the divorce, you arrogant son of a bitch. Aha, right, here we go again. I'm guessing Catalina's been filling your head with lies. I thought long and hard about all the stuff she said to me. But no matter how I look at it, there's no possible reason I should have to pay compensation. Don't bullshit me, boy. You hurt my daughter and you'll pay. Go on, tell me what she told you. That should be good. She said you neglected your duties as a husband and father. You're always out drinking with your buddies from work and abandoned the two of them to fend for themselves. Then she said when she begged you to spend more time around the house, you shut her down and started mocking her for being clingy and obsessive. I see. So that's the line she's going with. There's just one tiny problem. It's all lies. I guess it's only normal you're mad if your daughter told you that. You know what? I don't even blame you. You probably think she's a decent, honest person. You're suggesting she's not? How dare you? My lovely Catalina wouldn't lie. Let me break things down for you. 1, I don't drink, so I never go out drinking with my buddies. 2, when I get off work, I go straight home, no exceptions. Lies. You're a raging alcoholic. You have problems and you need help, Xavier. My doctor told me I had some liver issues 3 years ago, and I haven't touched a bottle ever since. I do everything I can for my family. I take them both on holiday at least 3 times a year, sometimes more. More lies. My daughter told me you haven't taken her on holiday in 5 years. I have photos from our last one in the Maldives. Want to see? There is something to what you're saying, but not in the way that you think. To tell you the truth, we don't spend much time as a family anymore. I can't even remember the last time we ate out together. Catalina and Gianna seem to be at a different restaurant every night, but I'm never invited. I knew it. You're neglecting them, just like she told me. Wrong. I'm the one being neglected. They basically kicked me out of the family. They barely ever speak to me, and I literally never get invited to anything. If anyone's getting compensation, it should be me. What are you talking about? I work my damn butt off to put food on the table for those two, just like I always have. With Catalina being a stay-at-home housewife and Gianna being in high school, we wouldn't be able to eat or have a roof over our heads if not for all the hours I work. So what, that's your job as the man of the house? It's hardly something to go around bragging about. You know what? I couldn't agree more. But she constantly mocks me for being a public servant because I work at City Hall. She says it's a boring, loser job. Not only her, but Gianna too. Not a day goes by where I don't get some kind of abuse for being an ambitionless loser. When I get home, exhausted after a long day at the office, I'm ordered to take a shower for being a stinky hobo. They never invite me out to eat, despite me being the one footing the bill. I have to make myself cup noodles, despite working full-time and Catalina being a stay-at-home housewife. What is all this? Her version of events is nothing like what my daughter told me. Yeah, because she's giving you a version that suits her in order to manipulate you into doing her bidding. I gave everything I had to make sure my wife and daughter had everything they wanted and needed, and what do I get in return? Divorce. To add insult to injury, she's demanding compensation too. Well, surely that's just because you weren't doing your job. But let's say, for argument's sake, I wasn't. Don't you think it's strange how she's in such a rush to end things after one-sidedly heaping all the blame on me? We haven't even talked things through, and yet we're already at the divorce stage. I asked her countless times to try talking things over with me, but she wouldn't give me the time of day. Then, before I knew it, her and Gianna had left the house. I guess you must be taking turns, because now apparently it's your turn to go on the assault. How do you think all this makes me feel? Do you still think I'm the bad guy, after hearing everything I just said? Talk is cheap, can you prove it? There is someone who has my back. She said she's willing to speak out for me because she hates the way I'm being put on trial. It's Lisa, Catalina's friend. You know her, right? Lisa? Yes, her and my daughter grew up together. Why would she of all people have your back? She told me Catalina told her the truth about what's actually going on. She told me everything. Apparently the plan was to paint me as the villain so she could pin the fault for the divorce on me and extract as much compensation out of me as possible. Unfortunately for Catalina, Lisa was disgusted with what she was doing and felt awful about what I was going through. That's why she agreed to stand up for me. You and Lisa were in contact. I had her number because she used to come over to the house to see Catalina all the time. I was so confused when Catalina and Gianna pulled their disappearing act. I figured I had nothing to lose by messaging her friends to see if I couldn't get to the bottom of what was going on. That's when she told me about her scheme to paint me as the bad guy. She told me, knowing full well it would probably destroy their friendship, and I'm super grateful for that. Good grief. What on earth is going on here? That's not all. Lisa told me something else, and I want you to listen to what I'm about to say very carefully.
Daddy, listen to this. That scumbag husband of mine isn't even replying to my messages anymore. I bet he's escaping because he's too scared to deal with his problems head on. Don't you think it's pathetic, Daddy? How he's running away with his tail between his legs like this? What a coward.
Shut your mouth, you stupid little girl. How dare you play the saint while trying to paint your poor husband as the villain? The only pathetic coward here is you.
Huh? Daddy, what the hell? Why are you flipping out at me?
Because this was all nothing but one big scheme from start to finish. Xavier was the one being mistreated all along. You worked him to the bone, lived the good life on his dime, manipulated him, treated him like your own personal ATM, and if none of that was bad enough, tossed him aside like a piece of trash when you were done. Then to top it all off, you tried milking him for compensation and deceived your entire family in the process. Your cruel inhumanity is only rivaled by your insatiable greed. You disgust me.
Oh my god, Daddy, stop it! Just wait a second. What the hell's gotten into you? Why are you on his side all of a sudden?
Drop the act, Catalina. Lisa told me everything. You tricked me. You made up a pack of vicious lies to try and pin the blame for everything on Xavier.
Lisa? Lisa told you all this?
She just came over to the house and told me everything. This was all your wicked scheme from the beginning.
No! You've got this all wrong. Please, can you just calm down, Daddy? You know I wouldn't do anything like this. It's not true. You know me. Lisa's lying.
I thought I knew you. Now, I feel like you're a stranger. I'll never believe another word you say. I'll never have your back again for the rest of my days.
Daddy, it's not true. Lisa and Xavier are in this together. They're conspiring to bring me down, I swear.
You can't worm your way out of this one, so you may as well just give up. Your dad's very disappointed with you, Catalina. He says he has nothing more to say to you. Now, first things first, how about me and you finally have that chat?
Xavier, is that you?
Yes.
How long did you get Lisa to tell you? No way did you threaten my best friend?
Get real. She told me of her own free will.
She did what now?
She said it was playing on her conscience and she felt awful. She told me everything, fully prepared to break things off with you.
Gah! Who the hell do you think you are? You meddling jerk! You've dragged my dad into it? You will pay for this.
What else was I supposed to do? What you were doing to me was horrible. Did you expect me to take it all lying down? No matter which way you look at it, the only one who should be paying anyone compensation here is you. You were cheating on me, weren't you?
So Lisa told you about that too? That bitch!
I hear Loverboy's the CEO of an up-and-coming new venture startup. At least now I know why I seem so boring to you all of a sudden.
Yes, he is! Unlike you, he has dreams and ambitions. Unlike you, he makes me feel alive. He's so rich he drives a Bugatti. He moves more money in a week than you could make in your entire life. Gianna's smitten with him too. She even started calling him dad. She said she doesn't need you anymore. As soon as the divorce is over, me and him are getting married.
Do as you please. I'd rather drag my balls through a mile of broken glass than stay married to you for another second. Let me give you a warning, for old time's sake. It's very rare for a company to make it to the 5-year mark, let alone survive for a whole 10. You should be aware of the possibility that he might not always be the rich, successful wave maker you fell for. And if he does go through a fall from grace, I hope you'll be there to support him at the other end.
What is this crap? Talk about being a sore loser. You're clearly only saying that because you're jealous. Geez, Xavier, I knew you were a crusty, boring old fart, but I had no idea you were this much of a cringe lord. I knew divorcing you was the right thing to do.
I never ran a company myself, but I have a lot more life experience than you, which means I know a lot better than you how hard it can be to keep a company afloat, especially with the economy being how it is these days. Lisa told me the name of the company. I can't deny it, does look like things are going well right now.
Ha! So you do know he's a winner.
Problem is, when I looked at the line of business he's in, his company didn't seem to offer, well, anything that made him stand out from the dozens, if not hundreds, of competitor companies doing the exact same thing. It's a general rule that if a company doesn't bring something new to the table, they go bust within a couple of years.
How the hell would a crusty old city hall pencil pusher like you know that?
Oh, you're right. What do I know? Besides, what do I care what happens to your lover's company? Guess I'm just worried you might not be able to pay me the huge amount of compensation you're going to owe if things do go south for him.
Don't worry about that. He'll pay it for me, no problem. He's so rich, I doubt he'll even feel it.
Oh, I'm glad you finally found the man of your dreams. Just remember the price you had to pay to get him.
The price I had to pay? I haven't lost anything. I'm only set to gain from this. I don't know what you mean.
You lost your dad and your best friend. They both said they want you out of their lives.
Like I care. Why would I want a pair of traitorous backstabbers like them in my life? They can do what the hell they want. I'm done with them.
What are you talking about? They're the ones who are done with you. No matter what happens to you, they won't be there to help.
So what? Do you think I care? I'm about to marry a CEO, you moron. Why would I need their help?
I see. Clearly too selfish and arrogant to reflect on your behavior or apologize. And something tells me you're going to have to learn a few lessons the hard way. Don't expect a lifeboat if you hit an iceberg, because your rescue team just disowned you. Enjoy your thrilling new married life with Action Man. There were obviously no objections from either party, so the divorce was as smooth as could be. I got a hefty sum in compensation from both Catalina and Loverboy, and it was determined that I won't have to pay any child support. My quality of life increased massively after getting rid of my scheming wife and hateful daughter, and I'm currently enjoying the hell out of being free and single. I forgot how good life can be when you're not being abused or shouted at 24/7. I read in the newspaper a few months later that Catalina's new husband's company went bust. To tell you the truth, I knew the bankruptcy was a foregone conclusion when I looked into the company around the time of the divorce, but I thought I might seem bitter if I told her exactly how screwed they both were, so I was intentionally vague. Still, I did warn her, if only she had listened. Last I heard, her debt-ridden husband was forcing her and my daughter to work in a strip club to keep on top of his loan repayments. It would appear he's just as much of a waste of space as my ex-wife. Truly, they're a match made in heaven. I'm still Gianna's dad, and when I heard about what was going on, I gave her a call, determined to rescue her from the hell she now found herself in. In a sense, my daughter was a victim from the very beginning. It's only natural that if you're constantly told what a worthless loser your dad is while growing up, part of you might start to believe it. Which is why, unlike her mother, I couldn't bring myself to give up on her. As she got older and began standing on her own 2 feet, she must have gradually realised how toxic and twisted her mum actually is. Because one day she showed up on my doorstep in floods of tears, apologising profusely and begging for forgiveness. I forgave her in a heartbeat and took her in to live with me. Now we live together, just the two of us in a small place by the seaside, and we couldn't be happier. Ever since moving in with me, she started helping out around the house with things like dishes and laundry. I think that as she grows up, she's finally coming to understand how tough life can actually be. You know, it's funny. It's almost like we became best friends without even realising it. She's so kind and loving now. It's hard to believe she was so hostile towards me back then. And something tells me that finally being away from her toxic mum is having a healing effect. She's finally becoming the person that she was always meant to be. As for my ex-wife, who's now working several jobs day and night alongside her debt-ridden ex-high-flying husband, to keep on top of their eye-watering loan repayments, I suspect she probably wants out. A friend of a friend told me she stupidly agreed to take on some of his debt in her name, which means divorce is no longer an option, and their fates of a slow, painful descent into hell are now tied. She must have reached breaking point, because me, Lisa, and her entire family got a slew of desperate 2 a.m. messages pleading for help the other day. Sadly for her, she'd already burned all her bridges, which means her cries for help were ignored across the board. I got a bunch of messages begging me to take her back. Let's live together as a family again, baby. Just me, you, and Gianna. Can you guess my response? Yeah, ignored. Her desperation soon turned to resentment, and her true colours bubbled up to the surface again when she started attacking me for only helping Gianna. Something tells me she finally understands the price she paid to bag her soon-to-be bankrupt husband back then. It's hard to feel sorry for her though. She mocked and looked down on people who prioritised a stable income over a life of daredevil risk-taking. It just so happens that her life couldn't be any more unstable right now. I'm so happy she got what she wanted.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey there, Mindy. It's been a while, huh? Wait, is this Lily? Really? That's right! I don't think I've seen you since I gave birth. How have you been? Everything going well? Yes, I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I'm sorry, I know it must be pretty weird to be hearing from me like this. It's not often that your brother's ex-wife just texts you out of the blue. No, that's not it. It's just, well, my brother said that he hasn't been able to get a hold of you in some time. I'm just a bit surprised is all. Yeah, well, I've been kind of busy. But don't worry, I always take a minute to text him back if it's something important. I'm sure you've been hearing this from my brother, but he's been desperate to see your daughter. He's been making his child support payments on time every month, hasn't he? Could you please let the two of them have some time together? Hey, I've been trying to do that for a while. It's just that the timing is never right. You know how life goes. Plus, I have my own job too, so yeah, it's kind of hard to find time. I understand that you have your work to take care of, but my brother hasn't been able to see his own daughter for 3 years. You have to understand how painful that is for him. And Mina's about to start school, isn't she? I'm asking you this as one woman to another. Please let my brother see his daughter. He has a right to see Mina, and Mina has the right to see him. Yeah, I get it. I'll try to set up a meeting sometime in the next few weeks. Please do. So, if you don't mind me asking, what on earth are you texting me for? I'm curious as to why you're contacting me instead of my brother when he's the one who you really should be talking to. I was going through my old contacts and I found your name. And, I got kind of curious. I was kind of wondering how your brother was doing these days. If you want to know that, why don't you ask him directly? Oh, come on. He's my ex-husband. I don't want to have to deal with talking to him. So, how's he doing? I guess he's doing all right. His career is advancing pretty smoothly. Is he still working at the same company? Yes, the same one. Although he's been out of the country on business since last month, so he's not in town right now. Whoa, he's out of the country? Jeez, you weren't kidding. He must be doing pretty well for himself. Man, I wish I could get the chance to travel to another country. Well, it's for business, not pleasure. So when's he coming back to town? Next month, I think. I see. Next month, huh? Okay, I guess I'll arrange for him to see his daughter after he gets back from his little vacation. I would really appreciate that. It would make my brother happier than you could imagine. And what about you, Mindy? How have you been? You get yourself a boyfriend yet? No, I'm single. Aw, really? Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. It must be tough to be alone in your 30s. So, do you spend all your days off by yourself? Yeah, generally. It's been way too hot lately to go outside, so I've been staying indoors whenever possible. I know, right? What is with this heat? I can barely stand stepping away from the air conditioner these days. Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I've got to go get Mina ready for school. That's okay, I understand. Again, I would really appreciate you making sure Mina gets to see my brother regularly. Hi, Mindy, it's me again. So, did you get my present? Huh? Present? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm talking about Mina. Are you telling me that the child who I found sitting on my doorstep just now is Mina? Ding, 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 we have a winner. You really didn't notice? I did have my suspicions, but how was I supposed to know for sure? The last time I saw her, she was a newborn. You let her into your house, though, right? Lily, it's almost 100 degrees outside right now. What were you thinking abandoning such a young child in the brutal heat like that? What's the problem? Today's your day off, isn't it? You shouldn't have any trouble with looking after her for a day. I've been out of the house since this morning. I only just got back a few moments ago. Oh, really? My bad. My bad? Is that all you have to say for yourself? When did you drop her off? How long has she been sitting out there? She was sweating like crazy when I found her. She was barely conscious. It's no big deal. She's only been out there for about 2 hours or so. Just give her some cold juice or something. She'll be fine. Oh my God, you left a 3-year-old child on their own in the heat for 2 hours? Do you have any idea how dangerous that was? Seriously, what's the big deal? She plays outside that long all the time. Kids are a lot tougher than adults think. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Anyways, thanks for taking care of Mina for me today. Make sure to feed her occasionally. You need to contact my brother right now. He's been wanting to see Mina for ages. How am I supposed to do that? He's out of the country, right? I contacted him about child support a while back, and he said that he wouldn't be around this time of year. So I figured I could hand her off to you for the day. Of course, I'd be glad to look after her whenever I can, but you need to give me advance notice, at least a few days. It's not like you don't have my phone number. Why didn't you call me? I thought it would be a really fun surprise for you. I guess you weren't in the mood for a surprise, huh? If I hadn't come home just now, Mina would have been on her own all day in the heat on my porch, Lily. Think of what could have happened to her. She could have been kidnapped. Yeah, that's why I'm texting you right now. Man, you're just like your brother, you know that? Always being picky about the smallest things. That must be a product of your home environment, I guess. I'm pretty confident that not leaving a child alone for 2 hours outside is common sense to any home environment. What's worse, taking her to your house or leaving her at home alone all day? I went out of my way to put her into the hands of a trusted family member. I'd say I acted more than responsibly. It's not like I just abandoned her in the middle of the woods. Seriously, I'm over here doing my best to take care of my daughter, and you're criticizing me for that? Sheesh. Is that really how you see what happened today? Oh, and one more thing, how did you know where my house was? I only moved in here a few months ago after my company transferred me to this area. That's a funny story, actually. So I just happened to see you going into your house a while back. It was a total coincidence. Small world, huh? I take it that you two live in this area too, then? I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. I don't want you to go blabbing to your brother about where we are. It would cause me a world of trouble. Yeah? How so? I have my reasons. If Mina hasn't eaten lunch yet, she likes hot dogs. You can go out and buy some if you don't have any on hand. Lily, it's past the time you said you would come and pick up Mina. When are you going to come and get her? Oh man, is it really that time already? Yes, it is. Don't tell me you forgot. No, it's not like that at all. Hey, I hate to ask you to do this, but would you mind taking care of her for just a bit longer? Like, say, about 3 days or so? What? You said that you were going to come and pick her up this evening. Sorry, but my hands are full at the moment. I can't go anywhere just yet. That's your problem, not mine. This is all way too sudden. I have to work tomorrow too, you know. Please, Mindy, you gotta help me out. I don't have anyone else I can turn to. My parents told me they never want to see my face again. Okay, but what about me? I don't have anyone around here who can look after Mina for me while I'm at work either. Don't you have any paid time off? Seems like a pretty simple solution to me. I've already used Mina getting a cold as an excuse way too many times. My company won't believe me. Plus, I used up all my paid leave. Unbelievable. Fine. But you need to tell me the name and address of your company. Why? For emergencies, I need to be able to contact you. Nah, don't worry about a thing. I'll pick her up this time, I promise. Plus, if I tell you where I work, you might tell your brother, which I need to avoid at all costs. I can't have my ex knowing where I live or work. You don't think of anyone but yourself, do you? It's a defense mechanism. I have to be selfish, otherwise I'd never be able to make it as a single mother. So we're good, right? Hey, Mina's been looking and feeling pretty unwell for a while now. I was hoping to take her over to the hospital to have them check on her. She gets that way all the time. It's nothing to be concerned about. Just put her to bed. She'll feel better in the morning. I can't do that. I'm really concerned about her, so I'm gonna take her to the doctor. Be my guest if you're that inclined, but the doctor's bill is coming out of your pocket. Got it? I got it. Does she have any allergies or pre-existing conditions I should know about? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not, huh? Need anything else? Can I go now? Tell Mina Mommy told her to be a good girl for Aunt Mindy. Sorry I haven't been able to answer my phone, Mindy. Did you need something? I have been trying to get a hold of you forever. Didn't you even read any of my messages? I took Mina to the hospital last night. Yeah, I wasn't feeling so hot last night either. I fell asleep right after I put down my phone. That's why I didn't see your texts. I see. How's Mina doing? You said they kept her overnight? That's right. When I took her to the hospital last night, they said they wanted to keep her overnight for observation. They said it would be unsafe to let her leave without doing a few more tests. Wow, they're really making a big deal out of nothing. Seriously, she's just tired from the heat, that's all. I'll pick her up in a few days after she's gotten better. I'll be sure to get plenty of rest in the meantime. You're too late. Huh? You don't need to come pick her up ever. You're never going to see Mina again. What are you talking about? What's going on? What happened to Mina? Are you really going to pretend like you don't know? think about the current situation. You left Mina on my doorstep without letting me know in advance, or even checking if I was home. After that, you then told me that you need me to watch her for another 3 days. And even though Mina is sick and in the hospital, you haven't even come down to see her. What is the matter with you? I told you, I'm busy with work. Are you really working right now, Lily? From what my brother tells me, you're hopping from one seedy nightclub to the next. Hey, how does he know about that? I told you that he was desperate to see Mina, didn't I? Well, apparently he's been digging into you. But every time he managed to track you down, you had already quit your job and moved. Eventually, he reached the end of your trail of breadcrumbs and couldn't find you again. Don't you dare belittle me for how I choose to make money. It's work, okay? Real work, and I work very hard. What's wrong with working hard to support my daughter? So what if I move around a lot? As long as Mina's doing fine, I don't see any problem with my work situation. Oh, trust me, I am well aware that you do a lot of moving in your occupation. Horizontally, that is. But the biggest problem here isn't actually your job, it's you. Oh yeah, and just what's the problem with me, huh? The problem is that regardless of what you consider to be work, you're hardly doing it at all. You're just living off my brother's child support payments to you. Mina says that you aren't sending her to any daycare program and that you just leave her at home while you're at work. And there are some days when you don't even come home at all. Are you really sure that Mina's doing as fine as you claim she is? Oh, come on, are you really gonna believe what a 3-year-old tells you? If she told you that she was a magical fairy princess or something, would you believe that? The doctors at the hospital also told me that Mina was slightly malnourished. And they also said that she is well below the average height and weight for her age. Her being malnourished was what made her get so much worse when you abandoned her in the blistering heat for hours on end yesterday. She's a picky eater. I can never get her to eat anything I make. She's just a naturally sick girl. Mina was scarfing down plate after plate when they brought her meals at the hospital, with a huge smile on her face the whole time. She said that she loved everything. She's probably shy from being surrounded by a bunch of people she doesn't know. You might technically be her aunt, but she's never even really met you until yesterday. I bet she's just too scared to say how she really feels. No, I doubt that's the case. After all, my brother's here with her. What? What's he doing there? I thought you said he was out of the country. He was, but did you forget we're only a few hours away from the border? When I told him about what was going on with Mina yesterday, he just hopped right in his car and drove back here. It didn't take long. But does Mina even remember him? She hasn't even seen him in 3 years. Oh yes, she knows exactly who her father is. She's been clinging to him constantly since he got here last night. So no, she's not lying to us because she's nervous or afraid. Well, what's your brother saying to you? He hasn't said anything to me at all. He's got quite a lot to do at the moment. He's really busy. Plus, it's not like him trying to contact you would have accomplished anything. I was trying to get a hold of you all day yesterday, and you didn't even pick up the phone a single time. I'm coming over there right now. I'm taking Mina home with me. Weren't you saying you weren't feeling well? I think you'd better rest up and recover before you head over here, don't you? Yeah, well, I'm suddenly feeling a lot better now. I can't let your lousy brother take Mina from me. And I'm the one with full custody, so what I say goes. And I say Mina's coming home with me. And I say that your brother is not allowed to see Mina. Do I make myself clear? All of this is happening because you left Mina with me. Or more specifically, you left her on my doorstep. I took her to the hospital as any decent person would, and her father rushed down to the hospital as any decent father would. I think the issue is you just don't understand how decent people think. You think my brother is just like you, which is why you think he's going to try and take her from you. That's not it. I'm afraid he's going to tell her a bunch of lies about me to try and turn her against me. If you had actually treated her like a decent mother would treat her child, then I'm sure that Mina would have been more than happy to go back to living with you.
Oh, shut up, would you? Tell me what hospital you're at. Tell me right now.
I told you the name of the hospital yesterday. We're at Central Hospital, the one right downtown across from the park.
Got it. I'm on my way.
I think you should know before you get down here that even if you are allowed into the room to see her, Mina is not going home with you.
Fine, I'll take her home once the hospital releases her.
No, I believe my brother is the one who's going to take her home.
I'm the one with full custody, Mindy. I get it. You want to stick up for your brother, but this is the law I'm talking about. When we got divorced, the judge decided that she would be better off living full-time with her mother.
I suppose you'll have to raise that with the Child Protective Services representative currently talking to Mina.
What? Child Protective Services? Why are they getting involved?
The doctors who looked at Mina thought that there were certain issues with your parenting style. They contacted CPS, and the agent who interviewed Mina seems to agree. Haven't you ever heard of mandatory reporting laws? Doctors have a duty to report parents like you.
Why? Does this mean I'm not going to be able to live with Mina anymore? How am I supposed to get by without her?
Well, that confirms it. You only ever pursued full custody of Mina so that you could live off my brother's child support payments.
That's not what I meant. I meant to say that without her by my side, how am I going to muster up the will to live? Or something like that.
I think you should have thought about that before you chose to abandon her in sweltering heat on my doorstep for 2 hours. Not only that, you had every chance in the world to come to the hospital once you heard what happened to her. Or at the very least, you could have actually messaged me back rather than leaving me on red.
Mindy, listen. You have no idea how hard it is to raise a daughter all by yourself as a single mother. Between work and childcare, well, something's gotta give. I gotta make compromises somewhere.
I'm sure that being a single mother is quite difficult. No doubt you've struggled quite a bit over the last few years. However, my brother has been paying you far more than enough to get by with child support.
It was not enough, not at all. That's why Mina got malnourished. It was all his fault. He's been sending you $2,000 a month. If that's somehow not enough to make ends meet, that's your problem, not his.
Furthermore, if you were really struggling and wanted to take care of Mina, then you should have talked to my brother about that.
I wish I could have done that. I could have avoided all of this. But I was abandoned by both him and my parents. I had nowhere to go, no one to turn to. I had to get by all on my own.
Just so we're clear, my brother divorced you and your parents disowned you because you were having an affair. You have no one to blame for any of that but yourself.
Please, Mindy, you've got to help me. Tell your brother not to take Mina away from me.
Mina is saying that she wants to go live with her father. She says she doesn't want to be alone at her apartment all day anymore.
I'm sorry for making her feel lonely. I had no idea she was feeling that way. I've learned my lesson, okay? I'll do better this time around. I'll treat her right. So please, give me back my Mina. You don't have any kids of your own, so I doubt you'd understand this. But being apart from your kids is painful. It's like trying to live without air.
Do you actually think Mina would want to go back to live with a woman who leaves her alone at the house for days at a time? Kids are smart, Lily. They understand a lot more than adults think they do. I may not be a mother, so I can't say I know how a mother would feel in your situation, but I was a kid once, so I can say this for certain. I would rather live on the street than be stuck with a selfish, uncaring, deadbeat mom like you. After that, CPS officially determined that Lily was unfit to retain custody of Mina. It seems the reason that she left Mina with me on that fateful day was because she wanted to go see her boyfriend. Her own apartment was something like you would see on one of those hoarder documentary series. So she was spending most of her time at her boyfriend's apartment. She would also just shove Mina outside of the apartment and leave her to run around the area for hours at a time. So her neighbors had been calling CPS on her as well. I bet that's the reason she was moving around so often. Every time she caught wind that CPS was coming to speak to Mina, she would move away. My brother took Lily to court, and full custody of Mina was transferred from Lily to my brother. Additionally, a restraining order was placed on Lily, forbidding her from contacting Mina. I heard that soon after their last court hearing, Lily disappeared again. But my brother is living the dream he's clung to for the last 3 years and enjoying his life with Mina. He moved in with our parents so they can look after her while he's at work. Mina's getting much healthier too. She was nothing but skin and bones when I first met her, but she's filling out very nicely. She's also smiling a lot more than she did back then. It was actually a total coincidence that I moved to this area. But after everything that's happened, I'm super grateful to my company for sending me here. I'm gonna do everything I can to help my brother make sure Mina gets a life that's just as happy as she deserves. And you know what else? All of this has got me thinking, maybe having a kid of my own wouldn't be so bad.
Hey, Minnie, I just got out of work. Is everything ready to go for the vacation tomorrow?
Hey, Greg. Yep, I have basically everything all ready to go. Although I guess it's not really a vacation, really.
Didn't you say your friend was having a wedding in Hawaii? I think you said the two of you graduated together.
Yeah, that's right. Seriously, though, it feels kind of weird going to a classmate's wedding. I mean, I already have a daughter in high school. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I don't know. We are in our late 30s. Nowadays, I'd guess that this sort of thing isn't too uncommon.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Come to think of it, a lot of the people coming to the wedding aren't married yet either. What even is the average age for the first marriage these days? Mid-30s?
Yeah, it's probably around there. You're gonna do some sightseeing after the wedding, right?
Yep, the plan is to be over there for 3 days. So I'll be home by early next week.
Hey, don't worry about it. Take your time. Relax and enjoy yourself. You've earned it.
Thanks, Greg. I can count on you to take care of the house while I'm gone, right? Oh, and if you could also keep an eye on Holly, that would be great. She's got a lot of studying to do, so could you maybe do a bit more of the housework, just to take the burden off of her?
Sure thing, will do. Oh yeah, am I gonna be able to contact you while you're in Hawaii? Just in case I need to get in touch with you for emergencies and the like.
Yeah, the hotel I'm staying at has Wi-Fi, so you should be fine. Plus, I checked with my carrier, and I get normal service in Hawaii.
Oh, really? I've never been out of the continental 48 states, so I had no idea how that would work.
Yeah, no worries. You'll be able to keep in touch with me.
Technology sure is something, huh? It's crazy to compare today to when we were kids.
Is there anything else you want to ask me right now?
Let me think. Nah, I think I'm all good for now. Go ahead and have fun for all 3 of us, okay?
Thanks, Greg. It's gonna be great. Oh, actually, I just remembered something. While I'm over there, it might take me longer than usual to respond to your texts.
You don't need to worry about that at all. Why'd you say that?
I'll have Wi-Fi in the hotel, so that shouldn't be a problem. But if I go outside, there's no guarantee that I'll have a very good connection. So it might take your messages longer to get to me, and mine will take longer to get back to you. Hopefully it won't be a problem.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not planning on contacting you for anything much outside of emergencies anyway.
Thanks for being so understanding.
Okay, well, I'm about to head home. You're leaving first thing in the morning, right? You should probably go to bed early.
Yep, I was planning to. Thanks so much for taking care of so much for me while I'll be away. I really appreciate it. Hey, Greg, the wedding just ended. It was wonderful. The bride's dress was gorgeous, and you wouldn't believe the scenery here.
Sounds like you're having fun. I'm glad you're able to go.
Me too. Seriously, Greg, I don't know how to thank you for giving me the okay to come to this wedding.
You're always working so hard taking care of the house, and Holly, this is the least I can do to thank you. You're going sightseeing tomorrow, right? Don't worry about a thing. We're doing totally fine over here. You go out and enjoy yourself.
I definitely will. There are a ton of places I want to go while I'm here. A few of my friends are going to come along with me, too. It's going to be great.
Just don't forget to get us a good souvenir, okay? Holly said that she wants something chocolate. And if you forget, she'll never forgive you.
I won't forget. I'm going to go to the store before I go back to the airport to get some souvenirs. Holly wants chocolate then. Got it.
Thanks. Oh, by the way, I heard this from Holly today. Apparently there was a car accident near her school. I'm What's scary is it was on the same road that Holly always walks down on her way to school.
Really? Wow, that's scary. There are a ton of small roads intersecting around there, and the stop signs and all that are really hard to see. I hear there are a lot of accidents there.
Yeah, that's exactly what Holly said. She was not all that surprised that there was an accident.
A while ago, she actually saw one happen in real time. Someone should do something about that area. Like, move the signs around or remake some of the roads. Do something.
Man, remaking those roads would be a pretty big task. Though, I'd take her to school myself if I could. But I work so early in the morning, I can't. It's really concerning.
Well, she's been fine up until now, right? I'm sure she'll be fine. Holly's a high school student. She can take care of herself.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about her doing anything dangerous. But it's the other people on the road that I'm concerned about. I can't control what the drivers do.
Well, we don't really have any choice, do we? Her school is where it is. They can't move it. I know the school tells the students all the time to watch out for cars.
Yeah, but still. What am I doing? You're on vacation. I shouldn't be bothering you with this.
No, don't worry about it, Greg. She's our daughter. It's only natural we'd be concerned about her. I'm concerned about her just the same as you are. After I get back, I'll start driving her to school whenever I can.
I'm sorry to force that on you, but that would make me feel a lot better.
You're not forcing anything on me. I want to do it. Holly's my daughter too, like I said. Okay, well, we're about to eat, so is it okay if I take off here?
Yeah, go ahead. You take care of yourself too, Minnie.
Thanks, Greg. I'm pretty sure I'll be out of the hotel most of the day tomorrow, so I probably won't be able to respond to messages very much. I'll talk to you tomorrow evening, though.
Gotcha. Have fun, Minnie.
Greg, are you there? I just got a call from my mom. Is what she said true?
Oh, now you respond. I was trying to get a hold of you all day yesterday, but you didn't even read my messages. You're pretty late to the party.
I told you yesterday, didn't I? Anyway, this isn't the time for us to be arguing like this. I heard that Holly got taken to the hospital. What happened to her? Is she okay?
Holly's fine. Our relationship is another story altogether.
Holly's fine? Oh, thank goodness. Wait, what? What about our relationship?
Do I need to spell it out for you? We're through. Once you get back from your vacation, I'm divorcing you.
What? How can you say that at a time like this? If this is some kind of a joke, you are sick, Greg.
Oh, believe me, I really wish I were joking. Unfortunately, it's the truth. I'm dead serious.
What are you talking about? Why are you talking like this?
Are you asking me why? Think about it. I'm pretty sure you have a good idea why.
Greg, what have I ever done to get you to divorce me? I'm already terrified about what's going on with Holly. How can you divorce me at a time like this? Is Holly really okay?
Yeah, don't worry about her. She's fine. When she was taken to the hospital, they said she'd need an organ transplant. And since I couldn't do it, your dad stepped up and offered to do it.
An organ transplant? How serious was this accident? What even happened?
It's just like we talked about. That road to her school is super dangerous. A car ran off the road and was driving down the sidewalk.
Oh my God.
But that's not the only surprise. Tell me, why do you suppose I wasn't able to give Holly one of my organs, but your dad was? I told the doctor that he could take anything Holly needed from me, even my heart or lungs, but the doctor said no.
He did? But why?
Because I'm not Holly's real father. They did a test on me to see if my organs would be compatible with Holly, and the results showed that she's not my biological daughter. Holly is 16 years old, and I never had any idea that she wasn't mine. Care to explain?
That's not true.
What's not true? You were cheating on me and got pregnant with Holly. Isn't that true? And you hid it from me all these years. Tell me, exactly what am I saying right now that isn't true? Well, nothing to say for yourself? I thought as much. If I were in your position right now, I don't know what I'd say either. You're scum, Minnie.
Hold on, calm down. It was a mistake. I'm sorry. It was only one time, and then I got pregnant with Holly. How could I tell you about that?
I'm done with you. I don't want to hear any of your excuses.
Greg, come on, please. Please, Greg, hear me out.
Holly's operation is about to start right now, so I'm not in the mood to listen to your pathetic excuses. For now, just get back here as soon as possible. We'll continue this conversation after Holly's operation is finished. Got it?
I would love nothing more than to be able to come home now. But this is all too sudden.
Daughter and father are having serious operations, Minnie. I don't care what you have to do to get back here right now. Just do it.
Hey, Greg, how's Holly? Is she doing any better?
Yeah, the surgery went perfectly, but that was several days ago. She's awake, alert, and looking pretty well, all things considered. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she looks like she was never even in an accident.
Wow, that's great to hear.
By the way, I had a little talk with Holly about you and what's going to happen here on out.
Hey, hold on just a second. Don't you think you're rushing things a bit too much? Think about Holly's condition. You shouldn't upset her like that.
Don't blame me. I wasn't planning to bring it up until she got out of the hospital. Holly was the one who asked me about it. She asked me if maybe I wasn't her real father.
What? She did? Why?
Because her real father came to the hospital to visit her. I guess he came while I was at work one day, and he's the one who told Holly about everything.
Oh no.
You said that it was a mistake. It was only once, right? But if that's true, that brings up a very big question. How did he know not only that Holly was in an accident, but even what hospital she was in and what her room number was?
How am I supposed to know? I'm telling the truth. It was only once. You have to believe me.
Oh yeah? He said that he heard about everything from you. And what's more, he said he heard from you while you were on your vacation in Hawaii. So I'm afraid you're going to have to think up a new excuse for that one.
I'm sorry. The truth is, I was cheating on you after Holly was born, too.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I'd be more shocked to hear you admit that, but I guess nothing you two surprises me anymore.
But you have to believe just this one thing. You and Holly are the ones I really love, not him. He was just a fling. Our relationship was only ever physical. I have always been dedicated to our family.
Do you think you could say that with a straight face to Holly? After you've lied to us and betrayed us for all these years? Could you look at your daughter in the eyes and say that?
Well...
Yeah, that's what I thought. You coward. All your excuses and apologies to me have just been a sorry attempt to save face. You couldn't lie to me, you're used to that. But Holly, not a chance.
Hey, don't talk about me like I'm some monster. I love you. I've always loved you. Both you and Holly. You can't treat me like this.
If you really loved me, then why didn't you tell me the truth the moment you got pregnant with Holly?
How could I? I didn't want to hurt you.
It's been 16 years, Minnie. 16. 16 years have gone by since I became Holly's dad. Don't you get it? It hurts way more finding out after all this time than it would have if you were just honest with me from the beginning. I found out my daughter isn't my daughter while she was in the hospital on the operating table.
I'm sorry.
Next, let's talk about Holly. If you really loved Holly, then why didn't you divorce me and let her grow up with her real dad? Don't you think that would have been better for Holly?
Are you kidding? That guy's never held down a steady job. He can barely support himself, much less a wife and daughter.
Oh, I see. So he used me to raise his daughter for him. All the while not even thinking once about how much it would hurt Holly when she found out the truth. You don't love anyone but yourself. You don't love me or Holly. That's the only way you'd be able to do something as cold-blooded and cruel as what you did.
That's not true. I never meant for any of this to happen.
What's going on here? Do you think that everything would be fine if neither of us ever found out? Are you out of your mind? Holly and I aren't just some dolls that you can play house with. I'm not going to let you use us like this.
So, you're really gonna divorce me?
Of course I am. We're completely disgusted with you, Minnie. We don't want to see you or your boyfriend's faces ever again.
Fine, then I'll take full custody of Holly. You're not her father anyway. I'll take care of her just fine with her real dad.
I'm not letting you or that guy get your filthy hands on Holly. Neither of you have any right to call yourself Holly's parents. I'll take care of her by myself.
But we're her real parents. You can't keep her from us.
Maybe I can't, but Holly can. She says she doesn't want anything to do with you. She says that I'm her only real parent.
What? I don't believe you.
Believe it or not, you're getting your just desserts for what you did to her. You messed up so bad that your daughter, who you've been with for 16 years, doesn't even want to speak to you anymore.
I don't care what she says. I'm her real mom, and I'm taking her to live with her real dad. I won't take no for an answer.
Aren't you forgetting something? She's 16. She can legally choose for herself now. So I'm sorry, but you have no choice but to accept no for an answer. Now get lost and never speak to us again.
But she's our daughter. How can you steal our daughter from us?
I told you, Holly is my daughter. And Holly feels the same way about me. So no, you're not Holly's parents. You can't think of anyone but yourselves, not even your own daughter. You're nothing but a lying, cheating, heartless, soulless scumbag. After that, Minnie and I got officially divorced. With the help of Minnie's parents, I was able to get hard evidence of her affair from her cell phone. I also sued her for infidelity. As for child support, since Holly's already 16 and she's refusing to see Minnie or her boyfriend, I decided not to demand it. I also sued Holly's biological father for his part in the affair. The jury considered the fact that he knowingly slept with a married woman, got her pregnant, and continued the relationship for almost 2 decades, and awarded me a colossal amount in damages. As a result, both Minnie and her boyfriend are in pretty dire financial straits. Neither of them have much in terms of employable skills, so I'm sure they'll be struggling for practically the rest of their lives because of this. Good. Serves them both right. Through all of this, Holly decided to stick with me of her own free will. We're currently living a nice and quiet lifestyle with just the two of us. Honestly, for a little while we were a bit unsure about how to continue our relationship, now that we know we're not actually biologically related. But in the end, that gives us a bond that goes much, much deeper than just simple genetics. So what we're not blood related? She still knows who her real father is. And I'm more committed than ever to be the best father that I can possibly be, and one that Holly can be truly proud of.
Hey, Izzy, what the heck was going on with today's lunchbox? You didn't give me enough snacks, and it was pretty damn lackluster on the whole. I bet there are starving kids in third world countries who get better lunchboxes than the sorry excuse you gave me.
I'm sorry, Craig. I could barely afford to keep up with the food expenses this month.
And whose job is it to do something about that? Yours, woman. You better make me a good supper, or there'll be hell to pay.
In that case, won't you let me have some more money to cover our living costs? I'm barely scraping by as it is. If you do, I'll be able to make you nicer lunchboxes and suppers.
What? I already gave you $700 a month. How are you struggling to do your job on that?
But my share of the rent is $400. After paying that, I only have $300 left. Not to mention, I still have to cover the utilities. If I'm lucky, I have maybe $100 left for food at the end of everything.
You're gonna make me repeat myself. You're a stay-at-home housewife, Izzy. Making a little go a long way is your goddamn job. Why can't you just do your job without all this goddamn whiny complaining, like all the other good wives of the world?
I'm not kidding, Craig. I'm barely coping here. You were giving me more than enough money for our living costs before, but now you give me less every month.
We're still getting by, ain't we? I don't see the problem.
Barely by a thread. If you had any idea how much I'm struggling to put food on the table for you, you wouldn't be talking like this.
Life is struggle, babe. Quit looking for an easy ride. The bottom line is that we are getting by.
Sure we are, but naturally, I'm gonna have to make sacrifices on food if I don't have any money. You can hardly complain at me that the quality of your lunchboxes is going down. Craig, would it really be the worst thing if I got a part-time job? I feel like it could solve all our problems. Things would be so much easier at home if I had a little extra money coming in every month. I don't even have to do that many hours. Even something like 5 to 10 a week would make a huge difference.
Not happening. Are you forgetting that we live out in the middle of bumfrick nowhere? If you get a part-time job in a place this rural, the entire village will be making fun of us before you know it. Grandma from next door will be poking fun at me, 'cause she thinks my salary's low. My reputation around here will be in the heckin' dumps. If you get a part-time job, no, it ain't happening.
Seriously? No one would poke fun at you for me getting a part-time job, Craig. Everyone knows how tough things are financially these days. No one in the village would care.
Well, I would, Izzy. I'd care.
Listen, I saw they had recruitment posters up at the local supermarket the other day. Would it be okay if I tried applying? I think I'd be in a good shot like you said.
We're hardly in a big city, so chances like this don't come around every day. I really think I should take advantage of the opportunity.
Can you read? I said no, it ain't happening, and that's the end of it. You can't seriously think anything good could come from a woman having access to her own money.
What?
You'd only get carried away and blow it all on frivolous crap. Get so wrapped up in going out and having fun that you'd neglect the housework and things would fall apart at home. That's what women are like. I've seen it.
Surely that depends on the person. I'm not like that at all.
I'm not giving you permission to get a part-time job, so you may as well just drop it. I mean it, Izzy. Before I lose my rag. Big time. If you got too much free time on your hands, try making a vegetable patch in the garden or something. That way you could save on food costs too. Man, I am clever sometimes. We're renting a place with a yard, so why not make use of all that space?
But it costs money to start up a vegetable garden.
You have the time. Why not try using your damn head for once? I'm sure you'll make it work if you stop complaining and actually try.
Use my head? That has its limits.
Whatever. Just put up with it and quit your whining. I'm sick of this already. I'll give you some more money when my salary goes up.
It's not like you don't earn enough already, is it? Why do we need to wait? What exactly have you been spending your money on lately?
Having a social life can be expensive.
But you were giving me plenty before. Why can't I help but feel like something strange is going on here?
Sorry, sweet cheeks. My boss is calling. See ya.
Craig, wait! Don't run away from me. We'll be discussing this again when you get home. Craig, I found some receipts while I was cleaning the house today. What was that? What's going on with you?
Huh? Receipts? What do you mean?
Receipts from big shopping sprees and hotel stays.
Oh, those? They're from the business trip I went on recently.
Business trip? But why would the receipts be lying around at home? This doesn't add up. Surely you should have taken them into work so you could claim it all back on company expenses.
Jeez, Izzy. What the heck is with you? I just forgot is all.
But they were all crumpled up between the sofa cushions.
Yeah, they must have fallen out of my pocket. I would have found them eventually.
So what about these shopping receipts? Why would you need to be buying expensive Peeps Lauren bags while out on a company trip? And ladies' accessories? What the hell is going on here?
They were for work, too. Look at the date. It's from when I was on my business trip, right? I hardly ever get to go to the big city, so I figured I should make the most of it. Accessories were a leaving present for one of my coworkers who handed in her resignation last week. That's all. Of course, everyone chipped in to pay.
I see.
God damn it, Izzy, you're so cringe, it's unreal. What kind of nutjob goes out of their way to read crumpled receipts?
Hey, don't call me that. I just wanted to know if I should throw them away. And surely I was right too. You just said yourself you forgot to take them into work.
Yeah, I guess. You don't have to try and investigate everything like some kind of frickin' detective. It's like you think you're in some kind of movie. You wear me out.
Because you're being wasteful with money when I can barely afford to feed us.
Wasteful with money?
You didn't just buy a new bag, you bought a bunch of new clothes too.
Yeah, because I needed them. For work.
Craig, please. We need to start saving properly. This isn't fair when I can barely afford to feed us. If you have the money for luxurious things like that, you could at least send a little more my way to keep the household running.
Like I said, the clothes and bag were for work.
Even still, why did you have to buy the most expensive brands? You could have gotten this stuff for 1/10 of the price if you wanted to. Why spend hundreds of dollars on a bag?
You're a woman, and a stay-at-home housewife. With no life experience, you wouldn't understand. But everyone with a brain knows that real men are expensive brands. A luxury Peeps Lauren suit is what separates the pros from the amateurs. You can't walk around the office in cheap junk and expect to do a good job, or for people to respect you.
All I'm saying is we shouldn't be buying all those things we can't afford.
Don't worry, babe. We can afford it. Trust me. It all falls well within the scope of my salary.
Wait, so you're saying I'm the only one who has to tighten my belt financially?
Well, duh. You're a stay-at-home housewife. That's your job.
I see. Fine. I understand what you really think of me now.
Make no mistake, you're living on my dime right now. If not for my kindness, you wouldn't have a roof over your head or food on the table in front of you, so you're in no position to complain. You have no right to message me like this when I'm busy at work. Do not bite the hand that feeds you, woman, or it'll be the last thing you do.
What am I supposed to do? You never listen to me when I try talking to you at home.
Fine. I'll hear you out next time, but this conversation is over for now.
Wait, can we discuss your mom for a second before you go?
My mom? What do you mean?
She told me she wants to see you.
Stop this crap, Izzy. I told you I cut her out in my life. Why would you even bug me with this? I was nothing but a walking wallet to her. She leeched off me financially until we got married, and even had me paying off her freaking debts. Me and her are so done.
Won't you at least try talking to her once? She said if you don't talk to her, she's gonna go to my parents' house.
It's fine. Just ignore her.
This is your mother, Craig. This is no empty threat, and the last thing I need is her showing up at my folks' place bugging them. Surely you didn't forget how persistent she is when she sets her mind on something.
Sure, that's why I switched jobs and we moved out here to the middle of nowhere. Whatever you do, just make sure you don't tell her where we live. There's no way she could afford to hire a private investigator, so as long as we don't give anything away, we'll be fine.
Craig, are you serious? You're giving me $50 for us to get by on this month? Is this some kind of sick joke?
My bad, babe. I went a little too crazy on the card last month. It's all I could afford to give you.
What do you expect me to do with $50? We'll never be able to get by on this little.
Chill, it's fine. I see stuff on TV and YouTube about people who get by on $50 all the time.
Yeah, because those people don't have to pay rent. Not only that, but we have the utilities and both our phone contracts to think about too. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna be able to make things work for $50 for an entire month. It's impossible. Are you insane?
Don't say it's impossible to get by on 50. It's your damn job. Surely you still have some savings left from when you were single. Supplement things with that for a little while, and quit your whining. You'll make it work if you try.
Impossible.
Didn't I just tell you not to say that?
Fine. I'll stop sending your parents money.
Huh? You send my parents money? Don't make me laugh. How the heck would a stay-at-home housewife like you be able to afford to send my mom and dad money?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the savings from back when I was single you just mentioned 5 seconds ago?
Wait, what? Have you actually been sending my parents money?
Your mom and dad know where we live, Craig.
What? Why? I told you not to tell anyone.
Apparently your mom went into even more debt to investigate it.
Holy mother of God.
6 months ago, she threatened to show up here and cause a huge scene if I didn't start sending her money payments. I knew what crazy lengths she went to extort you before, so I just kept my mouth shut and paid her, afraid of what she might do.
Why didn't you tell me about any of this?
Because she told me she'd come straight away if she found out I did. She told me it would be only for 3 months at first.
Let me guess. It wasn't, was it?
No, but I have no reason to carry on protecting you anymore. I'm going to run out of money completely soon, so this ends here.
No, just wait a sec, Izzy.
I'm not waiting. You've been out spending like you're a member of the global elite, despite the fact that I'm stuck here at home forced to get by on next to nothing, and I'm sick of it. This ends here. I have no reason to carry on protecting someone like you.
But what the hell am I supposed to do if my mom and dad show up? God, escaping from them the first time around was hard enough.
Not my problem. I want a divorce. I'm leaving.
Hey, Izzy. Where are you right now? Won't you please come home, baby? I'll apologize for what I did, I swear.
Didn't you get a call from my lawyer? I'll meet you on the days he's scheduled for a discussion.
No, I don't want to discuss divorce, please.
Whether you want it or not makes no difference because I do.
I mean it, babe. I'll apologize for letting our living allowance get so low if you just come back for a little while. Won't you just think this through again one last time? We're making a major life decision here. Please, you have to help me. My mom and dad showed up at the house out of the blue last week. They let themselves in because I forgot to lock the door, and now they're sat on the sofa refusing to leave.
Yeah, I thought they might do as much, but like I said before, not my problem. My mind is already set on the divorce.
Every day is a living hell for me. They keep dragging me to the casino in the next town, threatening never to leave the house if I don't give them gambling money. They force me to take them out to eat at fancy restaurants. They buy whatever the hell they damn please at the supermarket. I can't take this anymore. They even took some money from my wallet while I wasn't looking. I won't be able to get by anymore if they keep this up much longer.
Why not try tightening your belt and being a little more economical then?
This isn't the kind of thing that improves by being a little more economical. They're already trying to force me to go into debt to cover their insane spending, because most of the loan companies won't even speak to them anymore. This is out of control.
This is rich coming from you. The fact you have the nerve to complain about this after giving me $50 to run a household on for an entire month tells me everything I need to know about who you really are.
Yeah, about that. Listen, babe. I'm sorry. I just had so much faith in you. I thought you'd make it work somehow. You're so clever, babe, I figured you'd be able to pull some sort of trick out of your sleeve.
You forced me to get by on peanuts, and now you expect me to help you in your time of need? What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm so sorry.
I don't need your apologies. All I need from you is a divorce and compensation.
Huh? Wait, what? Compensation? Compensation?
For the affair.
Affair? What are you talking about?
Do you seriously think I don't know? Did you think I wouldn't find it suspicious when you suddenly started spending like a guy on twice your salary and reducing the money you were giving me for the household? Not only that, but you sure did start taking good care of your appearance, huh? Not to mention, constantly being cold and disrespectful towards me.
I don't remember being cold towards you at all. Do you have any proof for these wild claims? An affair? Give me a break.
Do you really think I'd be making them up if I didn't? I've been digging around ever since I noticed you were acting weird. Your business trip to Seattle recently, that was actually a lover's vacation, wasn't it? I know everything, Craig. I have plenty of photos of you guys going around in the car together too. So how about you stop wasting both of our time and come clean?
Oh man, Izzy, I'm so sorry. I was never serious about her. You have to believe me. She was just kind of my way of taking a breather. Yeah, that's it.
Your way of taking a breather is having an affair? Incredible. The idea that you cheat on me as a relaxation method somehow makes me feel even worse.
Come on, babe, please. I told you. I wasn't serious about her. Not even for 1 second. It was just a meaningless bit of fun.
Whether you were serious about her or not, cheating is cheating.
Izzy, please, you've got no idea how happy I've been since me and you got married. You're the light of my life. I owe you so much. Finally being able to escape from my toxic parents and achieve the happiness of being with a loving wife. I owe it all to you, baby. You're my rock. You've been there to support me this whole time. I'd be lost without you.
Is this going somewhere?
Please don't divorce me. I'll break up with her. I swear on my life, it's already decided. We'll never see each other again. I promise you this is the end of things between us.
Why would you go and break up with your lover? Me and you are definitely getting a divorce and there's nothing you can do to change that. So why end things with her too? You wouldn't want to be completely alone, would you?
What? Why? How can you do this to me when I love you so much? Why won't you understand me?
Excuse me? You reduced my living cost allowance to the level of a teenager's pocket money? If that wasn't bad enough, you gave me crap for having to economize on your lunchbox ingredients as a result of your tight waiting, all while having it away with some floozy behind my back. Is that your idea of love? You're crazy. I'd have to be the world's biggest moron to stay married to a low-life sack of cow dung like you.
Please, baby, like I said, I'll never do anything like this again.
I simply don't believe you. I worked so hard for you, Craig, but I know it was all meaningless now. You're more than happy to insult your mom and dad. But what you did to me is no better than the way they treat you. I guess it really is like they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Don't lump me in with those guys. They think they're fully within their rights to steal everything I own just because I'm their son.
You mean like you thought you were fully within your rights to treat me however you wanted because I'm your wife? You're just as bad as them. You thought you could force me to do anything, didn't you? This is your job as my wife. This is your job as a stay-at-home housewife. Blah, blah, blah. I was left to eat nothing but leftovers every day while you lived up large with lover girl? I haven't eaten properly in months.
I really am sorry about that.
Even the paltry amount of savings I had left over from before we met. I couldn't even keep that because I ended up letting your deranged mother blackmail me. Why do you think I did that, Craig? To protect you. But I know what a fool I've been now. I'll never let you betray me like this again.
I won't, I swear. I'll do whatever you say from now on. No questions asked.
All right, so agree to divorce then. And pay me every last cent of the compensation I ask for if you genuinely are sorry. That shouldn't be too hard, should it?
But I don't want to divorce. How am I supposed to get by without you by my side? Did you forget that my mom and dad are here?
So you need me around to help you fix your problems? That's what you're saying, right? You haven't changed one bit. You can't handle them by yourself, so you're trying to use me as your human shield against them?
You just don't get it, Izzy. Please forgive me. I'll deal with my parents. You don't have to worry about them. I'm begging you. I don't even know if I'll be able to afford this month's rent at this rate.
You're going to break up with your lover, aren't you?
Of course I am.
Great. That means you'll have lots more free time then. Why don't you use it to try and come up with a way to dig yourself out of the mess you made? You see stuff on TV and YouTube who get on by $50 a month all the time, right? You can do it, Craig. Just tighten your belt and start economizing. Why don't ya? Craig, being as stubborn and petulant as ever, wouldn't agree to the divorce, so I was forced to take him to divorce court to have it arbitrated on. Naturally, having mountains of evidence on him cheating on me, he didn't have a leg to stand on. It took some time, but 6 months after the events of today's saga, the divorce officially went through and I became a free woman. I got a one-off compensation payment from his lover at the time of the divorce, and even today, I still get monthly installments from Craig. I wasn't so keen on the idea of installments because I wanted to erase him from my memory, but he really didn't have any money, so I had no choice but to compromise. Thankfully, he signed under the condition that if he ever missed a payment, his assets would be seized and sold to make sure I get my money. To add insult to injury, the fact that his lover was one of his co-workers meant that rumors of his scumbaggery spread like wildfire around the workplace after the divorce. For my husband, who cares clearly what others think of him, it must be a pretty hard environment to work in. Sadly for him, if he doesn't work, he'll no longer be able to provide for his deranged parents or keep on top of my compensation payments, which means there's no way he can afford to quit. His parents are up to their ears in debt due to their absurdly wasteful spending and gambling habits, so something tells me they'll continue to exploit him from here on out. That said, I don't have even an ounce of sympathy for him. He only has himself to blame for his desperate situation, and I hope the pain of regret torments his every last waking moment. Maybe he can use it to reflect on his behavior and become a better person. As for me, I spent some much-needed recuperation time at my parents' place before finding myself a job. Thinking back on it now, I know my ex-husband never deserved my love or support, but at the time, my feelings I still had for him were clouding my judgment, and I didn't have the courage needed to divorce him when I should have. But now I feel nothing but gratitude for the fact that he's no longer in my life. No matter how much you love someone, it's always possible for them to change. It's still pretty painful for me to remember that period of my life, but I'm gonna look to the future and let time work its magic in healing my wounds. It's time for me to find the happiness I know I deserve.
Olivia, it's already 9 p.m.
Why are you still not at home? What's going on?
Sorry, I'll be stopping at my folks' house tonight, sweetie.
Again? You've been sleeping away from the house an awful lot lately.
Sure, I might not have been home much, but it's not like I'm up to anything crazy. It's just my folks' house, babe. Jeez. What's the problem with that? I already promised them I'd rustle them up something for breakfast for tomorrow, so I can hardly go canceling on them now. Imagine how upset they'd be. My folks have done so much for me. It's about time I repaid the favor, you know?
I guess it's important to show your mom and dad you appreciate them every now and again.
Right? Why don't you ever go see your folks, Harry?
They'd only treat me like I was in the way if I did.
I'm sure they wouldn't complain if you gave them a hand with the housework.
Forget my mom and dad's place. I have enough on my plate keeping on top of the housework at our house. Olivia, you went out without washing the dishes after last night's dinner, didn't you?
Oopsie. Did I? My bad, sweetie. I was planning on doing them, but it totally slipped my mind. Teehee. I'm so silly sometimes.
I do housework myself too, and it's not like I'm some Stone Age knuckle dragger who thinks only women should do housework, so not angry or anything. But haven't you been slacking off a little too much lately? I don't ask you to do much, but it feels like you haven't been helping out at all.
Really? I did vacuum the corner of the living room the other day. Plus, I even did the laundry yesterday.
You vacuumed the other day. That was 2 months ago. And if you did the laundry yesterday, how come your clothes are scattered all over the floor in the living room? You haven't been walking Spike at all either. His kennel and dog bowl are filthy. I feel like I'm doing literally everything by myself here.
That's hardly my fault. That dog always did like you more than me.
What does that have to do with anything? He was your dog in the first place. Don't get me wrong, I love animals, so it's not like I'm complaining. But I do wish you'd give him a little more attention instead of leaving everything to me.
Stop being so horrible. It's so not fair how I had him for 2 years before we even met. But the moment you walk into our lives, you suddenly become his favorite person in the whole world, and I never get a look in. I didn't think dogs played favorites. I feel betrayed.
He's not stupid. He probably noticed you barely pay him any attention anymore. So, it's not hard to believe he wouldn't be that enthusiastic about you, given how you are with him now. You act like he doesn't exist.
No, it's more likely 'cause you're a guy like him. I knew I should have bought a cat instead. I bet a cat wouldn't suddenly switch sides on me like this.
I think it's best you don't buy any more pets, Olivia. It's not fair on the animal if you're going to get bored after 5 minutes and stop paying attention to him.
Ugh, there's no need to talk to me like that. I'd look after Spike if he started being nice to me.
I don't think that's how having a pet works.
Oopsie, it's almost bath time. My mom will get mad with me if I stop her using the tub for too long.
Alright, got it. Send your mom and dad my regards. Tell them I'm sorry I haven't shown my face around there in a while.
It's fine, sweetie. My folks are super grateful for you. They're always praising you for being such a nice guy.
I'm pleased to hear that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. How about you and me both head over to your folks' place on my next day off? I was thinking it'd be nice if we took them out for dinner or something.
Don't be silly, sweetie. We don't have to do that. Besides, I already have a dinner date planned with one of my girlfriends.
I see. Alright. Well, I guess I'll make plans with my buddies myself then.
You do that, sweetie. It's your day off. Go ahead and enjoy it however you like. Alright, I'll be home tomorrow. See ya.
Got it. Be careful on the way home. Good night. Olivia, there's something I need to talk to you about. What time will you be getting home tonight?
Oopsie. Sorry, sweetie. I'll be stopping at my folks' place again tonight.
No, Olivia. Not this time. This is important. I want you to come home.
Huh? Harry, it takes over an hour to get home from my mom and dad's house. You cannot be serious right now.
I'm dead serious.
Can't we do it over message instead?
I need to talk to you in person. Plus, there's something I want to show you.
Show me? Like what?
No, like I just said. You know what? Forget it. Let's do this. Right here. Right now.
Why not just do that from the get-go? Ugh.
You're having an affair, aren't you?
Excuse me?
You've been acting strange for months now. You stay over at your folks' place more than you do here with me. Been neglecting your housework duties too.
Look, sweetie, about the housework, I'm sorry. Really, I am.
It's just that I enjoy spending time with my folks. We're really close. Surely that's not a crime. I'm a stay-at-home housewife for crying out loud. I'd barely leave the house at all if not for being able to go see my mom and dad. So sometimes I need a refresher. So what? Is that so wrong?
Remember that fishing trip I went on with my buddy last month when I had those 3 days off in a row?
Yes.
We caught so many fish that we needed to load some off, so we ended up stopping by your folks' place on the way back, because I thought your mom could use them for her cooking. Pretty close by, so I figured it would be a win-win for everyone.
No way.
Yes way. Guess what? And they told me I should stop by with you sometime. Because, and I quote, Olivia hasn't shown her face around here in months. We really miss her.
Oh, well, you see, actually, sweetie, the thing is I lied about staying over at my folks' place. I was actually staying with my friend all along.
You dude?
No, she's a girl. It's my friend Haley.
Drop the act. I already looked into it all. I'm saying all this right now because I have proof.
Proof?
Yeah, proof of you and your lover going out on romantic day trips. Proof of you constantly hanging around at his house. Proof of... You know what? Let's not even go there. The bottom line, Olivia, is that I know. So how about you drop the excuses and be straight with me for a change? I want a divorce.
No. Wait a second. Divorce? Are you serious?
Serious as it gets. I can't carry on living with someone who cheated on me. I'm not saying this out of some hasty emotional reaction. This is what I decided on after finding out about the affair. Thinking long and hard about what I want out of life and what I'm willing to tolerate.
I see.
Got it.
But just remember, you're the one who's initiating the divorce, Harry, not me. I hope you don't end up regretting it.
Don't worry, I definitely won't. As for the divorce proceedings, everything will be done through my lawyer.
Does that include compensation?
Yep.
Fine, I'll be in touch with my lawyer too then.
Do as you please.
Listen, sweetie, I'm sorry. I would have never guessed in a million years I'd end up catching feelings for anyone other than you. But to be totally honest, I can't lie about how I feel.
Save it. I ain't interested.
Well, just remember one thing. You're the one who caused this by forcing me to be a stay-at-home housewife.
Excuse me?
Think about it. I had nothing but free time on my hands. It was seriously boring.
What the hell are you talking about? You're the one who said you wanted to focus on the household after we got married. I didn't force you to do jack.
But you were always better at housework than me. I didn't see any point in me being around when you had everything on lockdown.
What the heck? I was doing that to help. You know what? Forget it. It's all meaningless. Because we're done.
Let's be adults about this, shall we? Divorce isn't about who was in the wrong. But I think you'd be better off not going out of your day to do everything by yourself if you ever get married again. 'Cause you'll give your partner the wrong idea just like you did me.
What are we gonna do about Spike? Probably best I take him, right?
Obviously, I don't want a dog who hates me. Keep the furry little asshole. I'll be heading over to the house to pack up my stuff soon. I'll hand over the key to my lawyer when I'm done.
I'm done handing in the divorce papers.
Got it. Thanks for everything, sweetie. Now hurry up and forget me as soon as possible so you can get to work on building your new life and finding happiness again.
I don't need you to tell me that.
Oh, by the way, when will you be paying me my $350,000 in compensation?
Huh? What are you talking about? We already got done with the compensation stuff. Already got everything I wanted out of you. And I got no intention of paying a cent of it back.
Huh? I didn't pay you anything? What do you mean you got what you wanted out of me?
No, what do you mean? You're not making any sense, woman. I got the compensation from the affair from the distribution of assets. Our lawyers squared it all up for us. This is already done and dusted. And please, $350K? Are you pulling figures out of your ass, or you just lost your mind?
That's how much compensation you owe me.
Me? Owe you compensation? How do you figure that one out? On what planet could I possibly owe you compensation after you cheated on me?
What?
Listen, Olivia. The one who cheats pays the compensation. That's how divorces work.
You mean the money got taken from my assets?
Yeah, exactly. So this is over.
But how am I supposed to get by now? I needed that money. You divorced me when I was a stay-at-home wife for crying out loud. I didn't make a single cent the whole time we were together. Surely that means you owe me compensation.
Olivia, seriously, what are you actually talking about here? I genuinely have no idea what you're getting at. I have no obligation to pay you a single cent in compensation.
So how am I supposed to live now? I don't have a job.
So get one and start making money. It ain't my problem. Or if the idea of working is so unconscionable, get a lover boy to feed, house, and clothe you.
What?
No, it should be me who's surprised. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I think this might have been what my lawyer was talking about the other day. Hang on a sec. Let me send you a message. Mr. Stiles, your ex-wife keeps sending me these odd messages asking when she'll be receiving her compensation from you.
Well, duh. Of course I asked him. And when I did, he told me I was the one who'd be paying.
Right. Which you then agreed to and signed the divorce agreement, did you not?
Sure, I might have signed it, but I didn't understand what I was agreeing to. Surely you didn't actually expect me to read all that crap. It was like 3 pages long. I couldn't be doing with the hassle, and besides, even if I did have any objections, your lawyer's such a pig-headed jerk. He wouldn't have listened if I said anything anyway. But I'm entitled to compensation, aren't I? Because it was you who wanted this divorce in the first place.
I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall here. Hold on a sec. Can we just be clear that you understand that you're the one who pays me compensation in this situation?
I did hear that you have to pay compensation when you get a divorce, but I had no idea they'd subtract it from my assets without my permission.
That's only because you weren't listening when everything was explained. And believe me, it was explained several times, in fact. So, did you mishear our lawyers or something? Is that why you thought you'd be the one getting compensation?
No, I thought the one who kicked off the divorce was the one who paid. If you didn't, I'd end up broke and homeless in a heartbeat. How can that be legal? I heard that when my aunt got divorced, she was something like 350,000 in compensation from her husband. So I figured that's what I deserved too.
There are so many holes in what you're saying, I don't even know where to start. Everything finally makes sense now, though. So this is why you've been so cocky and arrogant since the divorce. You thought you'd be coming into a lump sum, didn't you? You really did make the mother of all misunderstandings.
What? Misunderstanding? What are you talking about?
I can't be bothered to explain. I doubt you'd understand. Anyway, why not try getting Loverboy to tell you? I filed for compensation against him, too. Something tells me he probably understands his situation a lot more than you do yours. So, he could probably teach you a thing or two about the gravity of the mess you're in.
Wait, Harry, you can't not pay me any compensation. That's fraud. I'll have you arrested. You will pay me what's mine. You're not getting away with this. Harry, what time will you be coming home?
Huh?
I'm waiting for you outside the house. I handed the keys back, so I can't get inside anymore.
Yeah, obviously. What are you talking about? You do know we're divorced now.
I'm so sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
I was in the wrong. I'm sorry I let that jerk deceive me.
Excuse me? Hold on a sec. Did Loverboy dump you?
No, I dumped him.
I see.
I had no choice. He told me we couldn't be together anymore. Not only that, but he called me an idiot. How could he do that after telling me he loved me more than anything? Isn't that horrible?
Wait, doesn't that mean he dumped you? Nah, forget it. Oh yeah, do you understand why the whole compensation thing went down the way it did? You do get that you won't be getting any compensation from me, don't you? Has the penny dropped?
Yes, Jeff explained everything. That's when he called me an idiot. Then we started fighting, and before I knew it, well, you know what happened.
I see.
Harry, I really am sorry. I've been thinking about you all day, about how lovely, kind, and caring you are. When I realized how special you really were to me, I just couldn't contain myself anymore. I just had to come back to the house, our house, the place where we made so many amazing memories together.
You're a pain in the ass. Go home.
Ugh, how could you say that? I want to meet you in person and apologize properly.
I don't want to see you again for the rest of my life.
Well, I want to see you again. I want to see you and I want us to talk.
That's funny. You told me to speak to you over message when I desperately wanted to talk to you in person, remember?
I'm sorry. I really am sorry, Harry. Like, super sorry.
Alright, so you won't have any more affairs?
Never again, I swear. I'll be the most loyal wife there ever was. I'll serve your every need and desire. So please, can't we give things one more shot? Things were going well between us, weren't they? We didn't have any major fights and we were happy, weren't we?
Sure, until you cheated on me.
But like I said, I won't do that again. Not ever. I swear on my life, I'll never do anything to betray you ever again.
Do you really think I can trust anything you say now? You tried blaming me for the affair, for Christ's sake. Not only that, but you actually had the gall to think I was going to be the one paying you compensation when you were the one who betrayed me. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. That was the most moronic thing I'd ever heard in my life. I was grateful from the bottom of my heart that I had the good sense to break things off with you when you came at me with that crap.
Please, baby. Like I said, that was all a misunderstanding. I thought my situation was the same as my aunt's. That's all. But it turns out she divorced after being married for 40 years when her husband retired, and there was no affair involved.
Did you really think I wasn't going to see through the fact we're only having this conversation now because Loverboy jacked you in? You have no money, nowhere to go. I'm losing brain cells just by talking to you. This discussion is over. I don't want anything else to do with you for as long as I live. I mean it.
In that case, I want Spike back. I'm the one who bought him. He was mine before we met. He's part of my assets and he belongs to me.
You're the one who said you didn't want him. You obviously have no interest in looking after him.
Bingo, you're damn right. I have no intention of caring for the little shit.
What?
If you're so opposed to the idea of making me take custody of him, then I suggest you pay up. I'll settle for $7,000. So how about you pay me what's mine and we call it a good for day? If you don't pay up, I'll have you back in court.
Just when I thought you couldn't sink any lower. You really are scum. I ain't paying you jack. You signed the divorce agreement that declared me as Spike's legal owner.
What? It said that?
I can't believe you're using my dog to threaten me because things didn't work out with the guy you threw away our marriage for. You really are the most despicable excuse of a human being I've ever had the misfortune of existing on the same planet with. Every word you utter only strengthens my resolve that I made the best decision of my life when I divorced you.
No, Harry, please, just hold on a second. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean it one bit. I don't know what came over me. I just saw red.
Too little too late.
I'm waiting for you, sweetie. I'll always be waiting for you. I'll wait outside our house for months if that's what it takes. Please, I'm begging you. Won't you just hear me out? 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all I ask for.
You're free to wait out there for as long as you like. I don't live there anymore. But if you're going to hang around, just make sure you don't inconvenience any of the neighbors.
What? You moved house?
Yep.
To where? I seriously don't have anywhere to go.
Not my problem. We're divorced. You're on your own now. Go wherever you want.
I can't do this, Harry. I can't live on my own. Harry, won't you please help me? Please, please.
Why don't you find a job and look for someone who will let you camp out on their sofa? There are tons of ads for that sort of thing up online. You're bored of being a housewife anyway, right? Besides, me and you being together now would be meaningless. It's time for you to hurry up and forget me so you can get to work on building your new life and finding happiness again. After that, Olivia's situation plunged further into chaos, as she continued to be tossed around the pinball machine of life, from hotel to net cafe, and from net cafe to park bench. Eventually, being completely broke and without a hope in hell of finding anyone else to put her up, she went back to her parents' house, a flaccid, dejected mess. However, unfortunately for her, her mom and dad told her that they never wanted to see her again, and no sooner had she arrived than she was sent back on her way. What's more, back when I got in touch with her lover about the compensation, he told me all about how my ex-wife had shown up at his house causing a huge fuss, eventually leaving him no choice but to call 911, never taken away in the back of a cop car. Naturally, none of this is my problem. He deserved everything he got for having an affair with a married woman in the first place. But I do hope no other unfortunate souls have to put up with her crap from here on out. I hope she carries on clinging to her ex-lover desperately and leaves the rest of us respectable folk alone. Something tells me neither of them will be experiencing anything resembling happiness anytime soon. As for me, I sold the house and moved into a fancy new apartment with my beloved dog Spike as soon as possible. And let me tell you, we're enjoying the heck out of our peaceful new life. They say every cloud is a silver lining, and for me, I'm super grateful that I was able to meet Spike. Now, I'm the biggest dog lover there is. It's thanks to him that I was able to hold out back when I first started thinking about divorce, and then finally when I bit the bullet and did what I had to do. I know he's just a dog, and this might sound crazy, but he really was there for me throughout the whole thing. I can barely imagine what kind of emotional wreck I might have been coming out of the other end of it all if I'd have been totally on my own. Who knows? Maybe I wouldn't even have the courage to divorce Olivia in the first place. It might be nice if I could meet someone else someday, but after what I just went through, I sure as heck ain't in no rush. For the time being, I'm just gonna focus on taking it easy and looking after my Spike. Attaboy.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.